Welcome, agents, to Strain 45-4AVO of the Zero Point Report, a broadcast all about the news surrounding the Secret World IP. Today is Thursday, July 15th, 2021, and I'm your host for this evening, Ocho. With me tonight, we have Jimmy the Rabbit.
Hey-o.
Hey. And we have Waffle. Two-ton waffle. Big waffle.
It's the big one.
How you guys doing? Guys
Friday
having a good
Eve.
night? Hanging in there?
Yeah.
I will be doing better. Once I hit the bottom of this picture.
As the night progresses.
Yes.
That's what I like to hear.
Once this is gone,
Nice.
I will be doing better.
I should do that. I don't even think I've got a working mixer. I don't think I've got a working blender.
Not even a ninja?
No. Who needs to blend? Who blends?
Me.
Squish things together.
I mean, you.
Literally all the time.
For good reason, though.
What kind of question was that?
Facetious. It was facetious. But welcome, agents. We did not have a show last week because the internet gods decided that I didn't need internet. And
You didn't sacrifice.
yeah, I didn't sacrifice enough.
Yeah, you got a kid and everything. I mean, what are you doing?
Any small creatures I find, I'm like, yep, just gotta. Sorry.
And lo, the Lord said, sacrifice your firstborn to the internet.
To the internet gods.
So that's how that went, right?
Yeah, no, like last week for me, it was completely out, and I was like, God damn it! And it didn't come back until it was out for like 4 hours,
Ah, damn.
and it didn't come back until like much later on in the evening. And then when it did come back, I was at like maybe even like not even 10% of the strength that it should have been, and it stayed like that all weekend. And I've been having internet problems. Listen. And so I
The hell you say?
apologize, but really, it ain't my fault. None of that. I've been very, very cross with the companies that have been supplying my internet.
Who is this, your mall ninja?
It's one IP, man. Look
I
at
know,
it.
It's mall
Like,
ninja.
if you do like an inspect.
Oh, I got it.
So right now we are hanging out in Agartha. I think the portal's still open.
Yeah, you've got 2 more minutes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You guys
it'll
want to run?
close
Like,
shortly.
you guys want to run in there?
We could try.
All right.
We could. We basically get our own.
Nah, it's unlikely. You'll probably drop into someone that's still finishing, I would imagine. Hey, Valmer.
Hey, Vommer. Hey, Hikari. Hope you all are doing well.
I wish you can take the bat in. That'd be best.
That's what she said.
Watch like they tested it and the bat is like too powerful.
No, the bat's only 8k damage. Come on now. You should know this. We worked this out.
No, I know.
It,
But it's 8k
caps out
damage
at, like-
in Agartha. We don't know what it would be outside of Agartha.
No, it'd be the same anywhere. All right, I'm on Happy Kitty. This is a character my 5-year-old plays.
Watch
Well,
like
Run in, see if I get in there.
I don't know. Watch like you take the bat out of Agartha and it's like does like 1 million damage. And they're like, yeah, we don't know how to fix that, so we just changed it by just not letting
If
people in.
anything, it's the other way around. There was a bug. I don't know if it still exists or not, but there was a bug with soothing spraying, like after the sword updates in the rebalance patch,
Okay.
where you could. I think. Do you remember this? I think I did it on stream. I think I did it on one of our streams actually. Where I was just like holding soothing spraying, and my sword was just like
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah, I remember
nonstop.
that.
Yeah, that only happened in Agartha. It didn't happen anywhere else. Like, that was the weird part about that one. It was an Agartha only
an Agartha only bug.
Bug for whatever reason.
And they're like, well, we could fix that, but it's only in a place where there's no combat, so I don't know.
I think they fixed it. I honestly don't remember how to recreate it off the top of my head right now.
I mean, that's not even true. There is combat in Agartha. We have the
combat dummies.
We've got the dummies, yeah.
Yeah.
Which could totally throw off your numbers if you were actually trying to...
More likely, too, would throw off someone else's when they're like... That's one thing that's about the dummies versus the training rooms that kind of sucks is like... Because it's not your own instance, your ACT gets cluttered with other people's shit around you.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, do I have enough inventory space? I don't know. I got some.
You finally made some room.
I made some room.
There we go. Got one more boss in.
All right, so I'm gonna.
You're right. Instead of
report on
getting
this.
our own, it dropped us into like, I don't know, one that was half.
Yeah,
done.
I didn't I say that?
Yeah.
I called it. Like you're
like,
more
oh.
likely to drop into one that's just finishing. And somehow even though I was in your instance, I ended up in a different instance. God damn it.
So I seem to be in the primary Agarthan instance. The one with all the bees everywhere. That's the one I ended
I
up
see.
back up in.
Yeah, it's the same one.
Yeah, I didn't. I ended up in a different one. This started happening around me
Mm-hmm.
the first time. I got caged.
And a couple of them started facing inwards at you.
Yeah. I think that's the last from this account.
In this account.
Well, I've been through. It's pretty quick. I've been through 3 accounts in
In the past,
Well, 5 characters.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
Not bad.
So I've got to go back
No.
into the first character to reset where it pulls the
Someone just
where it
killed my pet.
pulls the profile press from.
Meanest item in the game.
I mean, your pets do come back.
I know.
I guess
Oh,
actually, you know what we should do? We should test this. We should test and see if what happens if you use one of those on like one of the cat carrier or something.
you go after all the cats.
Well, that's what I mean. Like
would it
it's
go
not
after
a single.
All
Pet.
cats.
Yeah, it's not a single pet. It's all of them. Right. So will it
Interesting
just
thought.
take out one of them, or will it take out all of them? Also, if it does take out all of them, it would be a dick move against the. I think it's the cat carrier you get from the Kayat rescue, because those ones spawn for like a limited time and it's like a 5-minute cooldown for you to summon them again. So if you like summon those and then someone just immediately like killed them all, like that would be actually really annoying. Like normally it's not an issue, right? Like they wasted their
Right.
one
'cause
time
you
use
just, you
item
just bring it back up.
and you just summon it back. But if it kills all your Kayats and you have to wait 5 minutes, that's really annoying.
I'm just thinking of like when we do fun stuff and like we pull out a pet and some developer comes around and makes it like twice the size or like 5
Oh
times the
yeah, and the
size.
little robot just comes up and punches in and dies.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you doing?
You know what they should do though? If that were to happen, they should just make the robot twice the size as well. That way, it at least looks right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. This little tiny robot comes up and bites the ankle of something, and or they'll take your pet and they'll turn it into, I don't know, just some other creature. Little robot just comes over, just punches it, and it's dead. It's like, what? No, no! Stop messing it up.
No. You stop messing up.
Yeah. No, you do it. So yeah, we are here. So couldn't have a show last week because my internet was in the tubes. But Jimmy had a big giveaway show. I was hoping that yes, when you two fine gentlemen had picked it up, and Jimmy absolutely picked it up to have his own big giveaway show. So we do have. I mean, we do have some. You know, depends what we want to give away tonight.
Well, how much should have I just traded?
Yeah, I was gonna say you just traded a whole bunch
let's
to
see. So far,
to
5.
Ember,
Why can't I?
and I've got 3 items.
It's not letting me trade you. Why is it not letting me trade you? Oh, there you go. Or do you trade me?
I traded you.
Who's gonna? Someone just killed my hatchling. God dang it! Dang it! Just can't keep a good pet up these days.
You might want to see a doctor about that.
To bring it back. Take that.
Actually, bring up your inventory. I'm curious. How much crap have I actually traded you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things?
Yeah, this is a whole lot. No, actually,
See, that's what I'm talking about. Now, no one better kill this, or bad things are gonna happen.
Hold on, let me see if I can kill this. No, I don't save any of those items.
No, neither do I.
Unfortunately. I just
Yeah, I
don't have
put
the
all this
space
stuff-
for it.
their own bag.
Wait. Am I having problems? Because that
Ooh.
sounds like you guys are going digital to me.
I
the only
mean,
one-
I could always go digital just because.
Yeah,
Or like I
Digital
think
trade.
Waffle's sounding digital to me sometimes.
I am. I
Yeah,
think this is you.
See, this is what I love
it could
seeing.
be. That's why I'm asking.
No! Someone did just kill it with a golem. Why?
I don't know why that's funny, but it is. It wasn't me, I can tell you that.
Why? It's still running around. I do like how the other small hatchling did knock it over, though. That was fun. Meanest. The meanest.
Yeah, it is a pretty dick move thing. For sure.
It's okay. It's okay, hatchling. Oh, they raised the other one. and mine again.
Oh, we got
Okay.
two.
Now, fight.
Fight!
Gotta catch them all.
I love them. They're so cute. I would totally have an Akab as a pet. I don't know what I would feed it, but it would be nice.
Well, you know what you'll feed it. The legalities of that, I mean, it'd be kind of.
It would turn into a what you call it, Audrey 2 situation.
Yeah.
But then they made the other hatch. Oh, because I guess someone killed the other hatchling. How dare? Anyway, we're having fun with this. But, yes, we are here in the last day of the anniversary. The anniversary should end tomorrow morning. But it says it runs through July 15th, and today is July 15th. Oh, they made the spider big, too. Ooh.
I have arrived.
Yay!
Just gonna run around so that it just runs around the entire. Oh. It's a fun thing about the hatchling pet is it does periodically just target other people's pets and knocks them over.
Yeah, true.
But you don't have too many pets that fully interact with other people's pets like that. Like the dragons. The dragons, I think, interact with each other. The bunnies.
The Irachi drone.
Oh, right. The Irachi drone occasionally shoots other things.
The Sasquatch, like fucking, I think it just roars at things, right, or something,
I just thought I just thought that one just roars by itself.
or like pounds the ground. I thought, yeah, I mean, it can do that too. The Valentine's bear that like
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Valentine's bears will have like little hearts.
rainbow.
They feast on madness. Oh, it's a big rainbow. That seems bigger than normal.
That is what she said.
Yeah.
That's the daydream ones.
Oh, okay. Not the flamboyant Spinosaurs?
Right, those ones are like the smaller ones.
Yeah.
The daydreams, I think, are like old school ones or something.
Just gotta take it for a walk.
We always gotta make sure your pets are nice and healthy.
Nice and well cared for, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
oh. It's because I don't have a cache key. I was pretty sure I didn't log in today. Why do I not have a cache key? The fuck?
Did you use
Did I
it?
claim it on the wrong character? That's gonna piss me off.
Quite
That
possible.
might have happened.
No! No! Freaking golem! Always with the golems. She bring out.
Did we do one in-game message?
Hmm?
Did we do an in-game message?
Did we do one? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
remember. I don't think we did.
Well, go ahead and go ahead and do one. Because like I said, we got some giveaways. We might as well give them away.
Hey, Uni.
No, they're all mine. Screw you.
Yeah. He's like, closing stream.
Yep. It's
Peace,
been
I'm out.
later.
Yep. I'm done.
No, but you know, something I did for my stream, Waffle, was I advertised the raffle in game as well, and like let people send me a tell to enter. I don't know how. There's a behemoth, by the way.
I just saw it just popped up.
I don't know if like how easily you can accommodate that or not, but that worked out really well. Oh, it's a microwave.
So they send you a tell and you just pick randomly, or is this how did
So-
you do it?
It is
So what I did was
indeed
in
a
my
microwave.
advertisement in game, I would say like you can come. I'm raffling this. You can come, hang out on Twitch, or send me a tell, saying giveaway, like hashtag giveaway to enter. So you can do either, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would just like take all the tells and like
And just sort of enter
I
them yourself.
put them in a list, and I got all the entrants from the stream and put them in a list and just put it on. I think it's wheelofnames.com and went.
Oh, is that what you used? That was kind of
Yeah.
fun.
You saw you. I think you saw it, right? Like you were.
Yeah,
there
I came
for a
in. I
little
came
bit?
in near the end of your stream once my internet was up and working again.
Yeah, wheelofnames.com, because you can just paste names into there. So I just grabbed like the tells, and then I was just using MooBot. This sounds really dumb, but for the raffle and MooBot, I would just draw all the entrants. Draw. And I had them all, and I would just copy paste all of them. I never announced anyone from that as the winner. You know what I mean? I just used it as a way to collect names.
Mm-hmm.
I put all the names in the little spinny wheel. But I probably had one of my most active streams in a long time. I think I cracked like 30 viewers or something. For like a pretty consistent amount of time.
All right, well, let's because I do have MooBot open.
Well, because it's one of those things where like when you advertise in game, like, hey, come to Twitch and check it out. Like, not everyone necessarily wants to hit up Twitch or like
Yeah, or can hit
Or
up
knows
Twitch if you're
how
only on
to.
one monitor or yeah.
whatever. And so like it was a little more. I think it felt a little more inclusive. And like technically people could double enter, right? Because they could come on Twitch even after they sent me a tell. But I was thinking about that and like actually okay
Gaming
with
system.
that. No, because like sometimes like when you make a raffle on MooBot, right? You have the option to wait it for people that are subs or
Mhm.
followers.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about, I'm like, it's not really any different than waiting. Like if you want to go to the trouble of coming to Twitch and in game, like I'm okay with that.
Sort of
Like-
okay with that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. You put in the extra effort. It's fine.
Feel like you're actually actively watching the stream and playing the game at the same time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, anyways, that was my feeling on it. Like, I just assumed people would enter once, but like when someone asked me about it, I was like, I just assumed once, but like I'm not checking. And I thought about it afterwards, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually fine. I don't really care. I raffled off a ton of shit.
Well, we can try it out. I mean, do you send me the script that you used?
Oh yeah, you are sounding a
what?
little
yeah?
robotic to me.
Yeah, it is. It's right. It's not me. I think it's Waffle.
Yeah. Which is weird, because usually it'd be me.
You know what it is? It's Windows 11, probably.
Do you have Windows 11?
You have Windows 11 already?
Oh my god, why?
I don't even think I can. I think my my CPU is too old. Doesn't have whatever security thing it needs.
It's no different than multiple entries on Rafflecopter. I don't know what Rafflecopter is, so that is not a
That's
valid.
like Wheel of Names.
compare- Did you find wheelofnames.com?
Yeah, I have it up here.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have a script. I just manually copied and pasted the tell messages.
No. Script it when you copy and paste it into chat.
Oh, to announce it? Yeah, I didn't have a
Yeah.
script for that either. I literally would put into like general looking sanctuary and looking for group. I would put like, do you want me to type out a message for you and like send it to you?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, it works better if you right click the item so it's like hot linked. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Be
You know
like,
how
want
link
to
it, do you
win-
know how to link an item in chat?
No.
Just click in your chat window and then open your inventory and right click on an item. I think it's right click.
It's some combination of Is it
Or
just is it just right click, or it's usually like Control or Alt or some combination thereof?
Or
Is it
control right click.
Every game is different.
Control,
So.
yeah, Control right click. Sorry. Now I got rid of my bat and have to go get it again. God damn it.
I think you got time.
Oh, I just saw you link Kayak Keycard. Didn't say. That's funny. Can hardly tell what you're saying.
Uni is that
Uni,
bad?
can you hardly tell what I'm saying or what anyone's saying?
Or what I'm saying, or what's who? What we're saying is we know our issues because of people who tell us we have issues.
Waffle.
It's
It's
me.
waffle. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try doing some things. Try a different wire. Talk amongst
Okay.
yourselves.
We can do that.
I heard I'm gonna try different wires. And then we're gonna play Among Us? Is that I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad.
That's what we're doing now. Okay, all right. You know what we should do one of these weeks? Is
What?
instead of being in Secret World, we should just play Hide and Shriek.
Yes. Yes. Or I mean, honestly, anything. We could play Hide and Shriek. We could play Exiles.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. Let's see. What else is multiplayer?
If
I mean, I
if only there was another coding game that we knew about that should be launching, or we would know when it'd be launching. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Where's Chop
Yeah.
Chop?
I don't know.
I said not really. Just wondering more than anything else.
Say Rafflecopter? I mean, I still don't know.
April
I
Fools.
still don't know what that is, but I think I know what you mean. Where you get an entry for follow, for retweet. Yeah, I don't know the name of it, but I've seen something like that before.
I think it's one that a lot of
Yeah, I've looked inside the microwave.
I think it's one that a lot of like websites use.
Oh, by the way, the inside of the microwave is fucking amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, you need to go look inside the
I
microwave.
fell off. Avenge my death.
Why you don't have to? You can just walk to the edge and like kind of peek in. You don't have to like die to look in the mic or like jump off the edge to do it.
I think I went into like the wrong place.
No, I know. I know.
Oh,
like,
there's a whole bunch of seafood in the microwave. That's amazing.
sardines in the microwave. Anybody? Sardines in the microwave?
The Coven chambers, fresh from the
Waffle!
deep to your door.
Waffle! You gotta let the stream see in there before the.
Which
thing's
makes you
dead.
wonder: is that what the interior of every microwave in the game
No.
looks like?
No, because I've seen one as a microwave before and it didn't have stuff in it.
Oh, it's only a special seafood microwave.
So I imagine they did this specifically.
Ember, before it's done, you need to look in the microwave.
Waffle, you gotta look in the microwave.
All right,
Look in the microwave.
Waffle, 2 ton. There he goes. That is an excellent touch.
It really is pretty awesome.
Hikari just says,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
I got
saying,
what you meant, Hikari. That's kind of
Yeah,
what I was
yeah.
saying as well. That's what I was saying as well. It's like that's pretty like I said. Even Moobot lets you choose to wait a raffle for like followers and subscribers, like giving people like extra points for essentially some kind of extra effort, whether it's following or
And it's not like you're
or
giving
entry
away $1 million.
overlay.
You're giving away in-game.
If I was giving away $1 million, I'd be giving away to myself. Fuck you guys.
Right. I would
And the
only allow the
winner is
raffle to
Jimmy
be
the Rabbit.
entered in one way, and I would tell nobody how to do it.
I would enter the raffle and immediately close it. Raffle's closed. There was one entry. The winner is me.
That's right. Starting now.
Oh, look,
and
the
done.
pile is still there.
The pile is still.
That's
All right, how's this?
oh, that's awesome. Oh, now it's got like a little drog thing. That's pretty great.
Aw, I'm phenomenal.
How's this? Is it better or same?
You sound better.
That sounds good.
Sound
Okay.
all right.
We'll see how this goes.
Everyone's waiting around for it to do something. This is what happens when you destroy your microwave.
This is what crawls out when you
That's
put
right.
sardines in there.
Yeah. This is why you never microwave fish.
Yeah, Andy. Much better think. I think it's just the cable that was going on.
Bonsai!
What did I do with it? Yeah, I got a few
I
cables.
feel like
I
it
can-
almost hit something by jumping at it. Like there was almost someplace to land. As we just sacrifice ourselves over and over again to the microwave fish god.
Oh, it's you bounce off of it.
Yeah, it's something there.
Oh, apparently I need to better position myself to be more in the way of Uni's shot. Hold on. Can I somehow block this even better?
Gotta get
And
in
then I
the
just need to,
shot.
then I just need to shake my ass.
Take that screenshot. So like we said, we're enjoying the last day at least of the anniversary. At this point, did you get your Plan B motorcycle? If you didn't already have it.
I had it last year. So, no. Yes.
Did you get your 1,000 anima shards from
Oh yeah.
selecting the Plan B motorcycle?
In fact, I only have 3 buffer hives left. So I apparently I missed a day or two.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4 hives past the motorcycle. Um, oh, this shot! That shot was great. Hold on, I'm gonna. you need to send me the. So yeah, much better. This was the much better shot. Uh, sometimes you gotta back that ass up.
That's a perfect shot
saying?
too.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think you can get on top of its hitbox.
And it just grew.
Now you really can't get on top of its hitbox.
Where'd it go?
It's still there. It just grew a little bit.
Damn it. Supposed to shrink it so I can land on top of it. I'm not sure you actually can.
Land on a creature. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think
I'm
I've
not-
ever
slide
seen
right
I'm
that.
not
off.
sure. Yeah, I think you probably would just slide. Perfectly honest.
Yeah, like it's not a perfect square.
It should be. Like old Quake models. Just stand on top. Make a totem pole. Oh
no,
man,
it's
I
not.
remember that literally just like flashed back. Like I remember that now. Like Quake totem poles. I think someone made like a level, like all you did was like go up and then like you try to land on top of each other and just see how many people you could stack. just like
Just create like a tower.
yeah, like 16 player tall fucking tower. Oh, that's a clever use of the Krampus rocket.
Oh, it was a Krampus rocket. I was like, what happened there?
Wait, hold on a minute.
Yeah, that was good.
Like they slipped on it.
Wait, why do I see someone dropping below me? What the hell? Oh, that was weird. I never see that. Someone was way below me.
All I see is just people just flying through the air.
Listen, we are a simple folk. We see giant piles of fish on the ground, we jump through it. I don't make
Yeah,
the rules.
Doesn't what everyone does?
Yeah.
Well, that's what you do on a normal Thursday, right?
I thought so. Oh, here we go. This one's perfect. Flightless reindeer. Fly! It doesn't make any sense because it's named Flightless anyways.
Be like, go and fall.
He had hope. He had hope.
That's what you call falling with style.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man.
Trying to think of what I would have that would be the most entertaining. I don't have that many sprints. I only have like one page worth of sprints.
Wow. I have 3.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's low, is what is what I'm saying.
Well, I think the only ones I don't own are some of the other colors of Scooter because I have the vanilla Scooter and I like that one. You know,
Mhm.
like the cream colored Scooter. I mean, look at this. This is just classic.
It's got the color of a '90s desktop.
Yeah. But like I think literally the only sprints I'm missing are the other colors of the street scooter.
Okay. I mean, you get most of them from achievements too, or caches.
I think so, yeah. Well, I mean you also have like the Shocking Steps ones, right, that are from the agents.
Oh, right,
Mhm.
right. Which again would
And
be
some of them were
would be an
from-
achievement.
Some of them are from TSW. Although most of those were achievements. I think not all of them. The hoverboard was an achievement, right? The stealth board? Stealth board was actually like you had to buy that shit. Oh wow! A bunch of these just cost third age fragments, and I have a shit ton of third age fragments. I can just buy all of these.
What, the sprints?
Yeah, the street scooter in the other colors is just third age fragments.
Oh, because you get them in Agartha. You can just buy them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where? I know I have this bike. Where the hell
So
is
look at the
it?
source, and it just says Agartha for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where?
Bomber says this is where tswdb.com can be helpful. Wink, wink. I got you. I got you. Whenever I'm seeing someone play Secret World and they're always like, I don't know exactly what to do here, I always go, TSWDB, go.
Like in a super creepy voice.
As creepy as I can. I'm wearing one of my creepy t-shirts today. So,
Oh yeah.
welcome to Night Vale. It's the it's a baseball tee for the teams, for Night Vale's team, the Night Vale Spider Wolves, which I think is I think that's funny. But yes, agents. So yes, we're here celebrating the end of the anniversary and the end of the megaversary, and a whole bunch went on during the megaversary. So part of what we wanted to do is just sort of go over the events of the megaversary and all the fun things that occurred, and at least for the stuff that had winners, let you know who those winners. Who those winners were.
Who those whiners were?
Who those whiners, I think Wimmers is what I said. Who those winners were. So we had the Megaversary 4 bike race, the first one that went on Saturday, June 26th. Of course, it was a race around London. First prize got whole outfits, kiting keys. Lots of kiting keys. Lots of kiting keys are always a good giveaway.
For some, what was first prize for that one?
First prize was the Route 666 biker outfit, 20 red kiting keys, and the MIRV Launcher of Havoc Mark III green.
Nice.
Pretty good. Just pretty good. So the winners were of the first bike race. Coming in first place was HSSL. I don't know who that is exactly. Second
What?
place was Agnetha, and third place was Zyode.
You don't know HSSL?
No.
I've known HSSL since my very first Cabal in TSW. We were in Draconian Bastards together. In 2014. Bomber's like, even I know HSSL.
Well, they've never introduced themselves.
I
no,
think
just never ran
also
into
I
them.
think if I recall right, there's somewhat of a
Everyone knows
kinda-
HSSL. Except
kind of-
me, Uni.
they're kind of in our region as well, Mikey.
Are they?
Yeah, I think I want to say like DC area or something like that.
Okay.
I know at some point we were talking and they had come up to the Pittsburgh area for a bit or something like that. But yeah, they're on the East Coast. They're in the vicinity. In fact, a bunch of that Cabal is that I was in is on
Kind of East Coast.
East Coast centric. Yeah.
Not
Also, I
bad, not
apparently now own all the sprints in the game.
bad.
And I'm a little
Congratulations.
disappointed that there's not an achievement just for that.
I think there's an achievement for owning many sprints, but not
Uni
all
just
of
straight up
them.
says, "I hate you." Look, I had it checked to see unowned, and it turned out all the scooters except the faction scooter were just third age fragments that I have like 3,000 of. I was like, all right, well, fuck it, I'll just buy those. And then the faction scooter was on sale, so I was like, all right, fine, we'll get that. And that was the only one I have left. I have all the sprints.
Now it's all the sprints, all of them, all done.
I'm done now.
Congratulations, Jimmy. I think you've officially won Secret World.
Do we want to do a giveaway? See if how this. if we can do
Yes.
this. All right.
So, how are you going to do it, Awful?
Well, I'm gonna do the tell. I'm gonna send that into general.
Yeah, I would send it into general and
General's good.
Yeah, I have it
Ooh,
where send me a tell to get some items in an anniversary giveaway live on Art Twitch TV. Blah blah blah.
yeah. I would put it in Sanctuary and Looking for Group as well. Because General just goes people in Agartha. Yeah, and Sanctuary is a true global. So like if you're anywhere and you're in Sanctuary, you'll get it. Because it's
I'm
custom
not in
channel.
Sanctuary.
Well, fix that. I don't know what to tell you there, other than /chat join hashtag Sanctuary. It's like # then Sanctuary.
Sanctuary has a distinction of being moderated too.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and then Looking for Group. That's where I put it.
All right.
It covers all your bases.
And watch
gonna
I
try
get
to-
mass reported in it. Be my luck.
Ooh. Got this pink scooter. That's pretty nice.
Give item, please. Okay.
Bye.
Did someone send you a tell that said "give item, please"?
Yeah.
Oh, you. Okay, yeah. We probably should tweak what you wrote.
Yeah, gimme. Send me a tell to get some items in
yeah,
anniversary giveaway live on Twitch.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Be
I
like,
put it
I
in the
will take
show
an
note.
item, please.
I put it in the show notes too.
I just sent you a message in game with what I think it
Okay.
probably should say. So I think that's probably a little bit. Well, yeah, you can cut and paste it easier in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a little bit more.
There we go.
Yeah. So as far as the Megaversary goes, the only weird one was the second race where, like, I think a couple of people attempted to cheat on purpose,
What?
but I don't think to actually, like, how do I put this? They were just fucking being trolls. They weren't trying to, like, cheat to win.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
They were just cheating to troll? I mean, obvious. People are people.
It wasn't Uni. I don't remember it being Uni. I might have just mentally blocked Uni being there. That's possible. Like one person had like sprint 6, and they had asked about it before the race. And they're like, "No, it's sprint 4."
Like, no,
And
4.
they were like, "I'm gonna do it
Sprint 4.
anyways." And they just like shot. Like the race starts, and they're like, "Whoa!" And then
No
at,
boost
like,
bikes, no teleportation.
yeah, and then like at one of the turns, like towards the park, they just bolted into the park. I was like, I guess they're not racing anymore. Yeah, what's the second race, Uni? That's what I'm talking about, the second race. The first race was fine. The second race had a couple people being weird. The second race also had someone just show up out of nowhere around one of the corners. Like they just sort of like and not even like in the lead. They just sort of like popped into the pack. And I was just like, where the fuck did you come from?
Pretend you belong.
Like, yeah, they didn't. It was really weird.
But yeah, the second race, which happened on July 3rd, and again in London, right? All bikers must follow the route that they posted on the forums, which is just a route around London. Must follow the route at Sprint 4 and no boost bikes and no teleportation.
And we had people set up at different corners to watch for people doing dumb shit. Also, I was streaming the race and I'm on Sprint 6 running. Or in the second race, I was actually a rabbit with a floating head. So
are you still a rabbit with a floating head?
No, you saw me. I'm right here.
Oh, I thought that may have been on another one of your characters.
No. They fixed that at some point. Actually, it was and you're like, it was the night I made the printer video. The Office Space printer remake.
Oh yes,
I love that. I was so happy with how that turned out. They turned me back into normal so I could grab the hammer with the bat skin and hammer away at the printer. The key to that video was literally just, I think I slowed the thing by half or something. That's all you had to do for that music to really work. You just slow the recording by half. But it works perfect in my opinion. I thought the video was great.
Do we think that we could play that, or is that a music Twitch copyright thing?
I don't know.
Doesn't
Do you guys want to become
I'm pretty
famous?
sure this count is not affiliated, so I'm not even sure it matters.
Well, guys, hold on. Do you want to be famous?
I don't know if I can handle that.
Holy crap! Seriously? Oh man.
I'm not sure I can handle the fame and the fortune.
The fame.
Yeah.
Oh right, so you're right. Go ahead and enter our giveaway. Type hashtag giveaway in chat.
I don't know if Mikey caught what we were talking about.
Did I? Probably not.
I get the feeling you didn't. It's like you're like, what the fuck are you guys on about?
I'm like, who are you? Anyway, I'm talking about something else.
Yeah, I know. It's we got one of those spammers want to become famous, buy follows.
Oh, okay, I see it. Yeah.
So that's Waffle and I are going back and forth and oh guys, we could I don't know, man, I can't handle being famous, and you're just
Jimmy,
I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing.
Hey, can we keep on rails?
Be jealous, Jimmy.
Show log.
Fame would just make his rabbit head float up to the clouds. I don't know. I think I'm a pretty grounded rabbit. My rabbit in games certainly was. The fucker couldn't jump. That was, by the way, the single weirdest thing. Oh, look, Ocho's a rabbit.
I was going to say, who else is a rabbit?
Okay. The single weirdest thing about being a rabbit is you can't jump and you move really slow. Go walk over to Waffle. People can see.
Boing, 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 boing. And jumping is right out of the question.
Yeah. And you move significantly slower.
No, I'm a rabbit.
Now we just have to circle around Jimmy, that's all. Just
Hello, my
all into rabbits. Am I still wearing my glasses? No.
No.
But yeah. Oh, there I am.
Now we're just a bunch of rabbits.
Okay, come here, guys. We need to line up. I didn't want a shot of like there's the 3 heads. I think that'd be pretty great. the bunny triumvirate. Hi, puppy.
No, not cat.
Of course, the picture that I take is still in front of the giant pile of seafood.
All right, should I spin the wheel? I got a couple names. I got 2, 4, 6.
Whenever you want, man. Whenever you want.
All right, we'll spin the wheel of names. Let me close. What was that? And winner is Otello Cat.
Oh, nice.
Who? I didn't see any winner pop up. Othello cat?
I was using the wheel of names.
Oh, you just didn't show it on the screen. You gotta show the wheel on the screen, man. What are you doing? Oh, by the way, if you want to jump, just put on the gravity skates or some other sprint.
Oh.
Like the skates work really well because they don't obscure the.
I think just the standard running sprints don't seem to do much.
No. You need like a mount sprint in order to jump.
Yeah.
You're with the Talos.
You got a Doom board, nice. Demon buddy. Oh, someone got turned into a Flabby.
Oh, very nice, Vommer.
When does the horse work?
Better.
What? Yeah, any sprint mount will work.
You'll just
Just
be
like you're
under the
underneath the
horse.
horse now.
That's all. Oh, it'll actually just look like the horse is just riding itself. Just with a random rabbit underneath and a head right in the middle of it.
Hey, you.
Making Vommer extremely happy. Yes, congratulations, Otello Cat. What is Otello Cat winning, by the way?
We have a special guest.
Oops.
Say hi, Rocky.
The Agarthan wings are a little weird.
Yeah, because they float around your head. What are you doing, buddy?
All right.
So I'm sorry. What did
Yeah, Otello Cat. What did they win?
What did Otello Cat win?
Yeah, we're asking you. You have this.
Oh, so you have the stuff.
You're doing the raffle.
Whatever you want to give away. Items. Items and stuff.
Awesome.
That. The
Also,
Mini
you could probably put the game back on the screen. Potentially.
No, I don't want that.
Just saying.
No, I don't wanna.
All right, so that's Otello.
Yeah, he's like right in front of you.
Oh,
He's over here by the wrong way.
Congratulations.
oh, there you are.
We are the order of the floating heads above rabbits.
It's a new faction. New faction just dropped.
The floating head faction.
Floating head above rabbits.
It's like the I feel like this is what the actual upper echelon of Illuminati looks like.
This is when they talk about the executives up top.
Palmer, are you petting me? Bomber is currently being
Be like, we're just getting weird. That's
Petting.
all. That's right. So the Bike Race 2 occurred, and from the Bike Race 2, which had the same, well, it had the first prize for the Bike Race 2 was the Route 666 biker outfit, 20 red kiting keys, and the Anansi Probability Adjuster of Destruction Mark III. And first place for that was Agnetha, who came in second place in the first bike race. Second place was Kakahu. And third place was Rutili.
Yeah, I have
I'm
problems
gonna
with
butcher
names too.
names.
That reminds me, though, we didn't talk about the first race being a literal photo finish. Like,
Was it?
Holy crap!
So I wasn't able to make either of the bike races.
I had to like highlight the stream, clip it, like
Yay.
pause, like frame by frame,
Oh, wow.
and then literally the difference between second and third. Shut up, Uni. Yeah, my legs, my because I'm taking the picture. My
Mhm.
body was in the way, like you couldn't see the wheels because my feet are there. Right?
Okay.
Like my legs are there, but like didn't have that problem in the next race because I was a floating head, so that was no longer a problem. But
Best way to take a screenshot. Just
but
be
yeah,
a
in
floating
the
head.
first one,
No.
literally like second place looked like they were sitting in third place's lap, like no joke, they were literally that close.
Wow. Okay.
And some people were saying that, like, oh well, if you saw the front, like the the one was using like a motorcycle, one was using maybe like one of the scooters, and they're saying like the motorcycle's tire was actually further in front. I'm not sure that I buy that, but from what we could see, body wise,
Mm-hmm.
the one in the scooter was in front, right? Physically sitting in front of the one in the motorcycle. But it was stupid close.
And again, that was between HSSL and I just got rid of the page.
That's not a name of a person.
Frank, I just got rid of the page.
God damn it, Hikari. Just got your ass in my screenshot. Now I know how Uni feels.
Between HSSL and Agnetha. Or Agnetha.
Trying to take a picture, and there's this glowing white butt in my face.
That's what she said. No.
I mean,
Doesn't
it
work
could
like
be,
that.
I suppose. Definitely what I said.
Anything's possible, I guess.
She says a lot of stuff.
But there were some other, to continue along the lines of stuff that happened. We also had the Kill the Wabbit event. How did that go? Jimmy hosted a couple events himself.
I did.
Yeah.
On the same day.
Yes.
Kill the Wabbit honestly went really well. It went a lot longer than I thought it was going to. And people were much more focused than last year.
Okay.
Like, I like would walk out and just get obliterated. No one gave a flying rat's ass about killing anyone else. Like 15 people in there, they're
Like
literally just like,
you.
oh, like wait for you to run out the spawn and just like wham.
You're like, well, the event is called. Didn't they make you
Yeah.
like? They made you really tall, so that people would be able to see you first and foremost.
Oh yeah, I think my size did get messed with a little bit as well. And now I think that's when they got turned into the rabbit, and that was really funny.
Oh, that's what it
Because I was-
was. You're right. They
I was
made you the
afloat,
rabbit, but they
right?
made you a really big rabbit too.
They made me a really big rabbit, and then a small rabbit. I think maybe the big rabbit again. I forget. But what's funny is when I unequipped gloves to put the gloves on again, because when I had the gloves on when they turned me into one, it just looked like we look now. But when I went out and changed, like I took the gloves off and got new gloves,
Hmm.
I had floating arms with gloves on. It looks so
That's even
funny.
weirder.
But they're floating
Yeah.
above where your gloves.
Just like severed limbs, severed arms, no attached to nothing, just like floating in the air with the right color gloves on. Like that was pretty hilarious. But yeah, the focus, the focus to kill me was 10 times what it was last year. Last year, everyone was like kind of killing each other like randomly, and then like some people would focus me, but there was a lot of like just generic Rosenbrawl happening.
Right,
And
right.
this year was very much more kill Jimmy.
So like when one of the bosses would come out, when one of the community bosses.
Oh yeah,
Go
even
to
those
Evan.
took a while because a lot of times people wouldn't even flip to those. They would just
they just
like,
keep hitting
nope.
you.
Oh yeah, it was well I call it T-posing. But yeah. Yeah, Bomber's right. Like the arms with the gloves were like in that pose.
Oh, okay.
Jimmy, has anyone seen your real face for this? How long have you been wearing that Usagi mask? I've been wearing the Usagi mask for like 4 years. But
We've seen it
I
on
was-
occasion.
yeah, it's only happened a couple of times, but I was like this for a whole week. I was like this for like a solid week. So a lot of people have seen it, I guess, by now. But only as a floating head above a bunny. I think the only time in game for any period of time that I didn't have the Usagi mask on was for
We're gonna get our heads really close together.
one of the memorial events where I took it off. I think that was the only time. But yeah, when I get turned into something else, like a bunny, your player head just floats around.
Alright, gonna send
Putting our
another,
heads
giveaway.
uncomfortably close together.
Last year there was one person who was just beating the crap out of me, and I was like, I'm trying to take shots here. Yeah,
You're like, I am the photographer.
to be fair, I kind of find that funny though.
Hikari does take a lot of really good
No,
photos,
no,
and
I appreciate the photos. I'm just
Oh.
saying, like from a Rosenbrawl perspective, I find it funny that someone's just like, hold on, let me beat up the paparazzi.
it's right.
You know what I mean? Like, I find the concept kind of funny.
Like, I'm taking pictures, be like, good. Bam, bam, bam. But no, I'm saying just in general, Hikari takes a lot of really good pictures. Hikari's a fantastic individual. Say for all the stuff that you put together for Nine Swords and what have you.
Look, Bunny
all
fits
that.
under this Valentine's cake. I can fit under here.
I could fit under Vommer.
That's what she said.
All right, sending another giveaway.
Giveaway number two. Giveaway number two. It's a very interesting screenshot.
I gotta sign back.
Hikari still doesn't have Savage Metal.
But
I'm
what
pretty
now?
sure I have. I'm pretty sure I have Savage Metal. It's the community reward outfit.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think I have that, but you can't see any outfits now because I'm a rabbit. So, haha. I will say, because I got left like this for a solid week, I tanked the E17 New York raid like this, which was an
Tricky.
experience.
Yeah. Because as you said, you can't jump and you go much, much slower.
Yeah. Like I had problems running away from Shadow and like hiding in time. I had problems just getting away from Titans doing their like ground AoE. Like if my dodge wasn't like available, like if it was on cooldown, like
Mhm.
I couldn't fucking outrun the little stupid AoE he puts when he punches the ground. Like I'm like hoppity hoppity.
Yeah, getting away.
Because like
Trying.
okay, when you're on gravity skates, this is like normal speed, right?
Yeah.
But when you are on like normal, even I think even normal is like pretty okay. But when you're like in combat run,
Is it even
look at this.
slower?
Oh, look at this shit.
It's just shooting it from your neck.
Yeah, but look at me moving. It's so
Right. And in Secret
Okay,
World,
look.
if you get hit by a ground AoE, you know, it's I still feel like it's not as
no,
bad
in
as
the
it
E17
was.
raid as he said in the E17 raid as a tank, I died.
Yeah.
And I have like 50k HP or something. I died to that shit.
Like I remember in the original Secret World, if you got hit by a ground AoE, it was like good luck surviving it. Pretty much any ground AoE in the game.
All right, this is an example of like how jacked your movement is. Watch this. I'm gonna do sword dash, okay? Sword dash should take like a quarter of a second, and you should go zoom, right? It's like a slash. It's
like
not whatever the shit that was.
It was like sword meander is what that was.
Sword saunter. I like the effect is so much different than in than normal, because normally it's like just like this flash.
Mhm.
When you do it as a bunny, like you see all these like individual
Right.
effects.
It goes on for a while.
Yeah. And like so I had to bring, instead of bringing a taunt gadget, I had to bring the flicker, the Fey line, the forwards teleport gadget.
Hmm.
Like, okay, this is how bad it was. There was a couple of times I had to teleport out of a fist because I couldn't reliably get out of a fist fast enough. Because your combat run speed as a rabbit is like tied to like your fucking little rabbit's hop animation.
Yep.
Like that's how fast you go. So like I'm just like hopping away from a fist, like come on.
Get away. Get away.
Anyways, I recorded that. That's on my YouTube if you want to see a rabbit tank the lurker.
So I've got the Fey line installed right now. Equipped. Words. Whoa.
Did you draw everybody from the move out one?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, there was nobody for this one. There wasn't anybody.
Sunan. They're right over here too.
You get the horns of Nippleham.
Nippelheim. Nippelheim.
Oh, Jabu.
Oh, too far away.
Woo! Wait, I have something for this. Flare.
Congratulations.
Well, you know what else I went and picked up? Thought was cool.
Nice, nice. So they've been
This.
standing right here in front of us for a while now.
See this? This makes it
Oh,
look
got
even
it.
cooler.
Okay. Which
So we
sprint
got,
is
like-
that?
It's not a sprint. It's an item.
Oh, okay.
It's the Eye of Horus. When City of the Sun God,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have to activate that item and then go kill the different guys. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you just pause the mission, you can leave it in your inventory, your mission inventory, and just activate it. But it looks neat. It gives you a little bit of visual flair, and it gives you like the whole, you know, it really works with the floating head. I think, I don't know. It's like floating above the magic symbols.
It does work in.
What?
I said it does work in many ways. There, right? It gives you layers of rabbit magic head.
Yeah, just I don't know. I feel like it adds something to the effect. You know what I mean?
Like an ogre. An ogre has layers.
Your mom had layers.
Oh, snap!
I don't know where I was going with that.
So you not
You'll
only did
figure it out.
you not only did the Kill the Wabbit Rosenbrawl, you also did the Blind Bad Dates, which I think turned out a lot more
Yeah,
interesting.
that was really cool. We had an upset. For the first time in 3 years, Levski didn't win. He placed third. And also, everyone thought, not just me, but like everyone thought that the amount of stacks this year would be a lot less.
Due to
amount
the
of survivable
rebalance.
stacks, due to the rebalance. And
Yeah.
instead, it's more.
Which
The
is
previous
interesting.
record was 88 stacks, and the winner this time had like 95 before they killed over.
And for anyone who doesn't know, right, this is Blind Bad Dates, so it's the dates in that you find in Egypt,
Yeah, Scorched Desert.
in Scorched Desert, and they just perpetually just damage you higher and higher and higher until it kills you. Or that's the theory.
Yeah. So after the contest, a bunch of the entrants were talking amongst themselves, and as it turns out, like Levski got pretty high. I think he was like in the 80s range somewhere, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And he said like he could have gone further than that. He just messed up. Like when he's like literally like, oh, that was like a human error. That wasn't him hitting like the peak of what he could do. That's literally like a misclick kind of thing or a lag thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guys were using, I want to say they were using chaos effects, and the technique they were using didn't work for him for whatever reason. So they were talking afterwards, and then like shortly after the contest, I'm pretty sure it was. I want to say it was the same day. He sent me a message with like, oh, yeah, he sent me a message with I fixed my bug with chaos and I found something that might be a problem next year. 100 stacks. He's all, stacks don't increase after this. It just repeats at 100 infinitely.
Oh no.
So on the other hand, I guess it can become an endurance race. So yeah, he had a bug with chaos not working for him that he managed to fix. But apparently the
I mean, there is also a possibility of just petitioning the developers to maybe put it up to 200. I don't know.
oh no, I wouldn't have him change it. I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right, let's just see how long people can stay alive.
Yeah.
It can turn into a 24-hour
It
marathon.
can turn.
for all I
It can
care.
turn into a pure.
It's like literal, you know.
Misclicks once.
Yeah, misclick and you. It's like taking your hand off the car and you don't win it anymore. You know. You know those contests where you put your hand on the car and you can't remove it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the person's like the last person with their hand on the car wins.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I
Just
think I've
don't-
primarily seen those in like TV shows. I think like sitcoms.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually ever happened for
if they
real.
were actually ever existed.
But I just saw one recently in like the latest episode of American Dad, so it came to mind. And that one was a real humdinger. That was like guys like his wife's going into labor. They already won the car the day before. They just hadn't taken it home yet. They literally drive home with the car, and everyone just jumps in the back, and they still have their hand on the truck, and they're in this people's garage. It was really funny, and it turned out it was all ruse because they were going to split the truck with the other guy that kept his hand on the car. They hadn't won it at all. Oh, the fucking show's funny. Anyways, yeah. As it turns out, with the changes to chaos and healing, even though immutable no longer is like you can't die, which was a big deal last year with surviving the stacks, the other changes that happened apparently just let you mitigate more consistently, I think.
Okay.
Uni says macros more likely turn into a lag crash race. Like, I wouldn't want people to use macros, but I wouldn't be able to really tell, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it could be a lag crash race, I suppose. It could just be a latency thing too. I have a feeling if you have higher ping, you're at more of a disadvantage in that scenario. I'm pretty sure.
I'm trying to see if there's any emotes that work as a rabbit.
Arcane
Probably
channeling.
none. Oh, yeah. There's a few with like the environmental type.
I think that might be the only one. And it just barely works. Look at this. Very slightest of
It
stuff.
does just barely work.
I think that's the only one I saw that worked. I don't think anything else really works.
I just tried throw snowball, and although it doesn't actually show you throwing a snowball,
Oh,
Behemoth.
behemoth.
it doesn't actually show you throwing a snowball. What it does show is that the snowball is still exploding on the other person.
Yeah, that has the other weird. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a big boy. That's the other weird thing about being a rabbit is like you don't see your weapon animations at all.
Because that would be pretty funny.
So, like, well, you notice when I was shooting the shotgun, right? Just this random effect coming out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
That also makes tanking a raid really weird because you can't
Can't actually see what you're doing.
really see what you're doing. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange. And we're perfectly honest, like I'm fairly new to tanking the E17 raid. I mean, I've DPS the raid a ton. But tanking it as a rabbit might have been like, I mean, I think we're talking within the first dozen times I've tanked it, maybe. Like,
Okay.
I haven't been taking it that long.
It just looks like we're all just standing here.
Yeah, that's the thing. You
We're
look
staring
also like
at
you're
it.
not doing anything, which is kind of funny.
I would expect
we're just
I would expect
staring at it
Bomber to have
menacingly.
an animation, like the Flappy Bird does attack.
No, but it does not tied to the bat though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then people think you're not attacking, but you are. Like I'm hitting this thing nonstop, but it doesn't look like it.
Like, I'm helping. We're helping.
We're helping.
See, I can drink and beat something up at the same time. Just hold down this button on my controller.
It's not often you see Flappy battling a Droglord.
Especially not one that's far bigger than it. That is an exceptionally large Droglord.
All the time. We see it all the time. So what did Sunan win?
The horns of Nippleham.
Oh. Okay, okay.
Nipple
still
behind me.
got-
Oh.
So we got the Turbojet Wing Pack,
3 of them.
3 of those. Got the Plasma Forge Element, Crown of Hell,
2 crowns
2 of
hell.
those, and Cyberpunk Threads.
And that's just the crap I gave you. I think Mikey had some stuff too.
I still have 100 elaborate glyph fragments, 50 resplendent talisman fragments, and a radiant Egon pendant.
Best get to raffling.
Yep.
Now, what I would do is I would link an item in the message, so people might see the
that's
item.
what I did with
People
the
might
last
see the
one.
item and be inclined to enter if they want that item. I meant to go back and look. I don't know how much stuff I raffled off, but I raffled off a bunch of stuff.
Farmer said in game chat, "Come face a Droglord, fight alongside a bird and 3 very determined bunnies." Listen, maybe one of us is very determined. I don't know. I would not go so far as to say that I am very determined. I'm determined enough, though. Slightly determined.
I went and did like Cost of Magic as a bunny just because. Oh, and Tank Commander.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, that had a wrinkle that I had not thought about.
What's that?
Well, you know how you can't jump as a bunny?
Yes.
So the Tank Commander is up on the subway station.
Right, like the middle of the station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're on the rail. I couldn't jump up there. And you can't have sprint mounts inside of inside, right?
Okay,
inside. Yeah. And dungeons are considered inside, the raid's considered inside. That instance is considered inside.
Right.
So I could not jump up
So the only
there.
way you were able to jump, or at least the only way that we know that you're capable of jumping in that case, is right, using a mount.
Yeah, and you can't use a mount there. It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did remember, as I had an oh shit moment of how the fuck do I start this fight? I did remember that he does do that factory recall animation. If you try and just run the fuck away, he will do he'll teleport you to him, right? So just to start the fight, I had to cast Living Flame on him so he would aggro and then run as far away as I could, and then he teleported me to him.
Okay.
So I basically had to trick him into bringing me up there.
Okay. All right. Well, doesn't like you running away. Okay.
Yeah, if you run all the way away, try to hide, he does a cast called Factory Recall, and he literally just teleports you to him. Which, by the way, can happen to you if you're hiding behind one of the pillars and you jump. Even though he's right next to you, literally 2 feet away, if you hide, like, then the pillars are stupid skinny. But if you hide behind the pillar, like you're line of sighting him, and you jump at the same time, because lots of players, not just me, like to jump like all the time when they're fighting.
All the time, right.
Especially assault rifle players, because it helps with resetting the your ability queuing. And, like, truly, it does. Like, I've talked to a bunch of people. It's super common if you're AR to jump all the time. But if you're hiding behind the pillar and you jump, his detection thing basically says, I can't see you, and I don't know where your feet are. And he teleports you to him.
Okay.
So I remember talking with, I think it was Showers or something. Like, they're like, what the hell, man? He keeps teleporting to him. I was like, are you jumping behind the pillar? Stop doing that. Stop jumping. It's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I basically had to trick the tank commander into pulling me up there, which does put me at a disadvantage, right? Like, you literally start the fight taking some damage. You start the fight and, like, not at a great not a great start, because you have to literally take a hit just to get up there. But I beat him first try. That was pretty cool.
First try is still impressive though, considering
As
all the motion that you have to do.
Yeah, I like hide around and run around as a stupid bunny. Like, it was interesting, to say the least. I had problems dodging some of the AoEs. I just wasn't fast enough. I'm pretty sure I soaked a couple of the tanks' AoEs in the ground just because I couldn't get out of them in time. Trying to think what else I did. Like I said, I know I did like Cost of Magic stuff. I did the raid was a big thing. And then, honestly, I thought someone would turn me back into normal me, and they just didn't. I was like, oh, well, it's Tuesday, it's raid day. I guess I'm raiding. Like this. And then, oh my god, it took a while. We were having an off day. Like, it took a bunch of tries. We were there for like 45 minutes before Eris was like, oh, you're a bunny. Really? I've been a goddamn bunny with a floating head for 45 minutes.
Feel like you're just seeing this now.
Like, I was talking about it too. She had no idea what was going on.
Ember's we need to get you a name change token. I'm sorry. 2-ton waffles face coming out of the
Yeah, that's pretty great.
is pretty fantastic.
So there's an hour in the raid, and yeah, like Yumi said, it's Eris. It was really funny though, just the way she said it. Like, because I've been talking about it, and then all of a sudden she like, we wipe, we reset the raid, we jump down there. She comes over to me, she's like, "Oh, Jimmy, you are a rabbit." I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious?"
Be like, I just assume you're always a rabbit.
We've been talking about it the whole fucking raid. So if you want to see that, it's on my YouTube. It's like I think it's like New York Raid Bunny Mode is what I called it. So in that, I think that part's in the beginning too. That part's like in the beginning of the video. Because luckily, she said that I cracked up, and then we killed it in the next try. So like it's all part of the same. It's all part of the same video.
All right, I'm gonna
Nice.
go ahead and roll this.
Yes, go for it.
This raffle.
What is Dragon Ball doing to the Flappy? They're just like standing there inside of it.
Just standing. That's right. This is actually a story plot line going on. This is what's happening. So what happened?
Yeah, this is an anime arc right here.
We had the microwave. We defeated the microwave.
Oh,
Revealed the fish inside.
just passed up Uni. Ritsumi.
And now
You
came out of the fish
what?
as another
What?
behemoth. It's a whole storyline.
Oh, I was like, what? I had no idea where you're going with that. As far as like Megaversary news, there was also the Hollow Point like memorial.
Yes.
Hikari took I think some screenshots of that as well.
That happened very early on.
Yeah, I
Or
think so.
well, there were sort of two of them. There's sort of two of them that occurred. There was one pretty much immediately after we heard, and it was like people standing by like the London entrance, by the town entrances. Town cities, I guess, entrances.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
And then there was the radio show.
Right. Right. Yeah, I showed up for that as well. I was chaos dancing for that one. So they were on the dance floor.
Mm-hmm. So two very big memorials for Hollow Point, and as far as we know, Funcom has given developer time to put something in game as well. We do know that. However, we do know that that is also predicated on the fact of it has to be fully approved and permission given by Hollow Point's family as
Right.
well.
Right.
So it wouldn't be something that would show up immediately. Because there has to be a whole bunch of authorizations to go through, and they want to be very careful about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And careful and respectful more than anything else.
Ritsumi, you're not online. So you need to get online so you can get your stuff.
Get over here, Ritsumi.
I want to give you stuff.
That sounds highly inappropriate, sir.
Oh, very inappropriate.
I want to give you stuff and things.
That wasn't better.
I'm cranking up a notch.
Yay, the rainbow.
These are bigger rainbows.
Can your rainbow do this?
These daydreams. But either way, I wasn't able to catch it directly. But from what I saw, it was very, very touching.
Yeah, I was there for the. I think I actually listened to the radio thing for a little bit, as well. For the radio one. Which I'm to be perfectly honest, like I normally don't do a lot. Like I'm not super like big into the DJ things. I know there's a big following and I certainly appreciate them, but it's just normally I'm oftentimes, especially like I'm not streaming or something, I oftentimes have the game on with no sound. Like I'm usually doing something else or where it has audio that I have to pay attention to. Usually multitasking. So I rarely actually tune into like a DJ show or something. But I did tune to that one, and that was pretty good. They played a bunch of stuff that he liked, and people seem to be like kind of having a good time. Yeah, yeah. Most of the DJ shows are RP events as well, and I'm not super big into the RP thing. Which again, no hard feelings against anyone that is.
Right. Yeah, no, it's not like we're going to disparage them or anything.
I actually appreciate the fact that they exist, and I can tell people like, hey, there's RP here.
Indeed.
Like go do that.
Be like, radio shows exist, RP exists.
Yeah, I think I actually did like either a new person in the Discord or a new streamer. I remember they were like, "What? Really?" I was like, "Yeah, there's actually kind of like organized stuff. There's people you should talk to."
And as far as the IP goes for RP, it's a pretty, I could be biased here maybe, but I think it's pretty fantastic compared to some.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would think so. I was trying to, it's like, a lot of times when I explain the game to people, for like the shortest explanation possible, I usually try and go with Supernatural with H.P. Lovecraft. I feel like that is like I had one that was a little bit longer, but that's like the super shorthand. Like think Supernatural with like Lovecraft, more Lovecraft overtones. And I think that does kind of cover like at least the intro,
Mm-hmm.
Very much like it covers the idea of like a modern setting, right?
Right.
A modern setting, sort of like that, like horror elements, but it's really more about supernatural stuff than it is true horror, I think, at least to me.
Yeah, it ends up being sort of the cosmic horror variety.
Yeah, it's not like Leatherface or something,
right?
I mean, I guess there are scarecrows with chainsaws, but I don't know. I never found that particularly terrifying. I'm sure if it was filmed in a grotesque way, it probably would be more terrifying or whatever. But like me personally, I found it more interesting than anything else. Like the lore behind the scarecrows is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. It strikes me very much modern setting, and all kinds of like supernatural things are real. So I find like saying supernatural, and I just tag on the H.P. Lovecraft. Like you got the whole like Cthulhu overtones on top of it. I feel like that's like the simplest way to describe the game to new people.
Because there's a lot of people into Supernatural. I'm pretty sure Supernatural as a show started like before I was born.
No, it did. I'm not that much older than you.
I know it's still going today.
I'm pretty sure I'm older than you, but I'm not that much older than you. Good God, man. I know I'm old, but fuck.
I joke, of course.
No, but it did.
But it feels like
ever.
it's been going on for. It's like I don't even know one of the longest running shows.
I was in my mid-20s when I started watching it, and you know what I mean, which was now like 15 years ago or something.
Let's see. Just a quick Google search says it's been on since 2005.
What did I say?
Which
I
would
said
be
15 years.
15 years, yeah.
Boom. The finale was infamously bad from what I heard. Wait, I liked the finale, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, they ended it? I thought it was still going.
No, they did.
Ended,
They did
yeah.
finally end it. They did
Oh,
finally
okay.
I
I thought it would just never end.
No, it did end.
Yeah,
It's a show
Dumbledore
that
comes out and
never
kills both of the
ends.
Winchesters.
No, I don't. What? I don't know what the hell.
So what do you
I
even
don't know
do
what the
after
hell
15
Bomber's
years?
talking about. with
I,
Super
I
Hell.
would I would imagine that the ending is bad. Like I would go in assuming it because if a show's been running for 15 years, how do you even end that? How do you even begin to end it? They're just like, okay, we'll
Yeah, it
wrap
ended
up a
in
couple.
season 5, episode 20 of season 15 is when it ended. Like that's a
Like
lot.
if it runs for that long, there's no way that you could wrap it up in a way that will satisfy anybody.
I don't think it was that bad. Um, okay. I'm looking at the synopsis now, and I'm like refreshing my memory, and okay, there's I don't know, the Super Hell is from like a prior season. I think you're referring to the hell that like demons go to when they die or something, which is like a purgatory. But that
Hell.
was like forever ago. That was multiple seasons ago. The problem I had with the finale, without spoiling shit too much, is they kind of just had some normal shit happen that fucks them up. You know what I mean? And that to me was kind of like, really? Come on. Like you have for like 15 seasons, these jackasses like, you know, do all this crazy shit, but it's like, oh, you tripped and stubbed your toe and then fell face first into, you know what I mean? Like that's not what happened. I'm just, making up an example. Like you tripped and you fell face first into a bear trap and like chopped your head off. Like it's like that doesn't make sense. These are experienced people that don't make those mistakes.
Bomber says, I honestly have no opinion. I just know the internet was in an uproar. Listen, the internet's going to be in an uproar about everything. Uproar is where the internet starts.
But then
You
the
couldn't
main
manage to
character
get past
wakes
the first
up and it was
season?
all a dream.
Vollmer, I will tell you this. When I was introduced to Supernatural, that was when I was working at a comic book store, which was a highlight of my life, honestly. And one of the patrons came in and was like, you got to check the show out. And he brought me the first 2 seasons on DVD. So I had for one, I had the luxury of just like binging, and I had nothing, like not a lot else to do. When you work 11-hour shifts at a comic store, there's a lot of downtime. The demand is not that high on your time. So I binged the hell out of the first 2 seasons. And I would say all you should do is the first 2 seasons. If you don't like Supernatural after the end of the second season and want to see more, you probably are not going to like it at all.
It's pretty much the same thing.
I mean, I think it's good. I think you might need to get past the first season potentially. There's a lot of setup. I think by the time you get to the end of the second season, especially like once you've had a full 2, I think at that point you should be hooked. And yes, the Angel character in season 5 is cool, but there plenty of cool shit happens before he shows up. Like that's just people being, stupid. I would say that you. I would say that you need to get through the second season probably, because I think the first season is a lot of setup. Also, holy shit! By the way, like my wife started watching it with me, and I don't think she's even seen all the earlier seasons. But every season she started with me, she just kept watching the whole time. So we've watched it together for like 10 fucking years or something. But she never saw the original ones. But every once in a while, they'll have flashbacks to the first seasons. And the characters, the actors, they're so young. They're so young in the first ones.
They're babies.
It's crazy.
They would have to be. It says during the course.
They're baby face.
So I'm just reading this from the Wikipedia. It says during the course of the series, 327 episodes.
Yep.
Aired over 15 seasons.
Yeah.
The actors are going to be set for life with royalties.
Episodes.
They have their own con, right? Like they have their own convention.
Yes.
SuperCon.
I don't think that's what it's called. There's a Supernatural convention. And the finale was received 1.4 million viewers and was the most watched episode since 2019.
Okay.
It received mainly positive reviews.
Like I said, if a show lasts that long, there are going to be.
But yeah, like I had problems with how they got. Look, I actually didn't have a problem with the ending. I had a problem with how they got to the ending. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know how sometimes stuff happens in a show or a movie, you're like, that's stupid. But if it doesn't happen, the movie doesn't happen.
Right.
That's my problem with finale. Like, I actually liked how it ended, but the impetus to start that thing happening was stupid. You're like, but it doesn't happen without the stupid thing, right? Like, that's my problem with it. Bobby Singer, yes, Bobby Singer is great. Also named after, I think, the writer, which they actually address in one of the meta episodes, because there's an episode where the characters find themselves in the dimension of where the show is made.
Okay.
It's like super meta.
Yeah.
And so, like, they crash through a window and they're like ready to fight, and it's like cut, and like they're on set, but they're the characters. So the actors are playing the characters playing the actors, which is fucking hilarious. And then they meet the writer, who's like Robert Singer, and like they like give him shit, or they talk shit because he's put himself in the show,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because Bobby Singer's a character in the show. It's pretty hilarious.
That's almost like a jump the
Yes.
shark sort of thing.
There is an episode where Supernatural crosses with Scooby-Doo, and that was actually hilarious. Like, you would think that's like jumping the shark, but I thought that one was actually done pretty well. Like, that was actually pretty funny. And they were all jazzed about it. Like, the character was like, dude, it's fucking Scooby-Doo. Because they somehow end up in the cartoon, and he's like super psyched because he like really likes Scooby-Doo.
Would that be around the time that like it almost feels like that'd be around the time that like Buffy was around and doing like, we're gonna do a musical and we're gonna do a blah 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 blah. Like they started to get a little weird.
Oh, I mean, Supernatural doing that meta stuff was way after those shows were off the air. But
I was say, but
know-
more I think
know
about
what
it, I was
you
like, no wait, that show ended more like 2000.
yeah, Buffy
Early
and
2000.
Angel ended like earlier.
Oh, the best episode was the puppet episode of Angel.
Oh yeah. By the
Yeah.
way, I really agree with Hikari. The musical
Muppet, yeah.
episode of Buffy was actually amazing.
Oh, it was amazing. I remember we sang it for
Yeah.
such a long time. It's still weird though, but it's like it's a far departure from just what you would imagine.
Wasn't there also an episode just called like Hush or something? Wasn't there like a silent episode where like no one talked?
Buffy Angel's Muppet episode.
Dude, Angel. Okay, here. Fun fact. I think I still have it somewhere. I have the Angel Muppet. Like, I bought that shit.
Like the David Boreanaz Muppet.
Yes, I bought the fucking Angel Muppet when I worked at the comic store. It was in the Diamond catalog for ordering, and I fucking got that shit. I think I still have it somewhere. I know I didn't get rid of it. It might be in a box or something because we moved. I might not have ever unpacked it, but I literally have the fucking Angel like vampire Muppet.
I was like, listen, I was in musical theater when that came out. We sang that ridiculously.
Yeah, no, the Buffy musical episode was really well done.
It was good. It was well done.
I do think Buffy as a show went significantly downhill towards the end. And I think Angel actually ratcheted it up once Joss Whedon wasn't directly involved in it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you could clearly see when he came back and messed with episodes because they were far worse. Like, I think Whedon creates some interesting stuff, but he's got to like be kicked off of it at some point. He's got to let it go. Because I think he strangles it in the crib or something. Because I feel like they're cool concepts, but I realized at some point some of my favorite like Angel episodes were ones he didn't write, and the ones I kind of didn't care for were ones where he came back and wrote them.
Okay.
I was like, oh, okay, so the better stuff is the writing staff and actually not him. Okay. I mean, kudos for creating, Buffy and creating, the Angel series and all that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, but I think, and Dollhouse, I actually really liked Dollhouse. But I think sometimes you gotta like let shit go and let other people run with it. 'Cause it felt like when he came back on it to write stuff that they sort of like rebooted back to like whatever ideas he had for it as opposed to how it had grown. It was a little weird. Barbara has the McCruff, the crime dog. That's awesome. Marty Noxon probably deserves a lot of credit for the actual good in Buffy. Yeah, I said I would buy that. I would buy that. I feel like you can see when Whedon stuff comes in because he's got some kind of bizarre shit. I mean, he clearly fucked with the Justice League because the Snyder Cut was way better. And I don't know if anyone has any opinions on that, but I'm coming out and saying it. Snyder Cut way fucking better than Whedon's release of Justice League.
Yeah, I have to give it that. It should have been like a lot of stuff could have been left out. Like some scenes just dragged on way too long.
In the Snyder one?
Yeah, the Snyder Cut. One of them is the Aquaman chorus. That scene's just like, okay, come on. Let's continue.
I gotta say, I don't think I ever felt like that. I know it was super long. I get that.
Oh yeah, the 4 hours.
Yeah, but I actually didn't notice. I would say to its credit, I really didn't notice.
I said just because something is long doesn't mean it's bad.
Oh no, I'm not saying
That's
it's
what she
bad.
said.
Or not bad. It's
It's just some things should have been left out because it kind of just like extended the scene a little bit more than what it should have been.
Yeah, when you see though how it should have been done versus like Whedon's like rewrites and reshoots and the weird decisions he made, especially a la like Cyborg and Wonder Woman, you're just kind of like, wow, stop letting him touch stuff, please.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of it was in the beginning. It was a lot of character development that should have been. Truthfully, it should have been a different movie that broken up to lead up to the Justice League.
You know what? I understand what you're saying, but I don't mind it. Like, I'm a big fan of like, fuck it, let the time run. Like, you know how like Kill Bill was split into two because they wouldn't let him make it one movie. They're like, no, it's got to be two because the length is too long. And he's like, I'm not fucking cutting shit, so just split it into Kill Bill 1 and 2. Like, it was never intended to be two movies. It's one movie that you see all the way through. I really am okay with, and I think binging seasons of shows really supports this. Like somehow people have a problem with a 3 or 4 hour movie, but have no problem binging like 10 episodes of a season that are an hour apiece. You fucking watched 10 hours of footage, you jackasses, and had no problem with it. It's only because it has credit scenes that you can pause and go to the bathroom for, and you go back. Like,
breaks. Listen, the last time I actually watched
what that's
through...
called? It's called an intermission. And if you watched Grindhouse in the theater, speaking of like movies, like Grindhouse was set up that way. That was Planet Terror and Death Proof, right? That was Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, I think.
Yeah.
When they released those, if you could find them in the theater, they would play them like they were intended to together.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have like the fake trailers and it had an intermission. Like that's what you do if you're making something long. You could just put an intermission in and be like, all right, here's your break.
Here's 10 minutes. Go do something.
The last movie I saw that had intermission was Gettysburg.
No, but legitimately, like I saw Grindhouse in the theater, like the way it was intended. Like that particular theater I went to had the whole thing. I just sat there the whole time. I didn't fucking get up, not once. Just sat there through the whole trailers, intermission, like everything. I watched both of them together. It was fucking amazing. It was an amazing experience. I feel like, if anything, fuck the short attention span shit. The short attention span narrative, I don't think is really true. People just need stuff that actually requires you to focus.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole binging seasons really lets you know that really is true. People will sit and watch your shit like 8
For
hours
a long
in a row.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. I really like the Snyder Cut, and I know what Akari was talking about with like the music. I saw that on I think it was Screen Rant or something.
But also, even if you don't, like, we're sort of used to the as far as streaming goes, we're sort of used to the almost 10, 12 episodes in a season anyway. So like the last time I watched through Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, I just did it like I watched for an hour, I stopped, came back, watched for an hour, stopped, and just like treated it almost more like a 9-episode season.
Yeah.
Of a show, and it worked just fine. It was fine.
Return of the King because of the endings. I didn't groan because of the endings. I was like, one more ending, please. I want to do it again. I like but I'm the kind that'll stay past the credits to see if there's another piece of footage, even when it's a movie that normally doesn't do that. I'm still like, maybe they'll put something at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I've always stayed to the credits. I'll finish streaming a game online and watch the credits all the way through.
And those can be long.
Dude, Ubisoft, Assassin's Creed credits are like fucking 30 minutes. Holy shit, dude. I swear to God, I fell asleep. I fell asleep in my chair while streaming.
And that's added in with the runtime.
Because I fucking like, it's like 1:30 a.m. Like, I finished the game. I'll let the credits run. I didn't fucking end the stream till after 2 because the credits are fucking running. And I'm like passing out in my chair.
We thought of the same game. Yeah, Assassin's Creed. They just, good
Ubisoft
on them.
Ubisoft has what do you call it? Like studios all across the world.
And they all work on a single game.
And they all do like translations for all of them. So like there's so much credits for an Ubisoft game. It's especially the Assassin's Creed one. They're translated into every goddamn language under the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And like voice actors, and it's like everything is fucking nuts. Yeah, I always watch the credits. And also, I remember from way back in the day, I believe it was Quake 3 Arena, I think. At the end of the credits had like one of the character models was like ice skating around for no reason. Just like a little thing at the end. So kind of like it's like that fear of missing out. I don't want to miss something that someone snuck in at the end.
If it's there on purpose, I want to see it. Yeah, that like exploration sort of thing. But even good on them for not like saying like, oh, our credits are too long, we should skimp on people who worked on this.
No, everyone's in there.
Everyone's in there. Everyone's in on it, and that's a fantastic thing. So even though they're like, the credits are going to be like 40 minutes.
I feel like there's got to be like a team that's just does the credits. It's like in the credits themselves is like a credits team or something. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, because there's some companies that do allow like the title sequence, just that alone. So I'm sure that they do.
There's got to be someone keeping track of like who do I give credit to, right? Like,
yeah.
It probably is listed, and I just kind of like glossed over in the 30 minutes of credits going by. But yeah, I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Was that Warcraft 3 Bomber? Credits had some characters do a Sweet Rock Band. That sounds familiar, actually, vaguely. It sounds vaguely familiar. That's when I stopped playing. I never played WoW, but I played all the Warcrafts.
All the Warcrafts were pretty great.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie, for their time. And I'm
I can
like,
tell you,
I am not a Warcraft fan, just in general. Like, I'm not a, especially no, I'm not a World of Warcraft fan. But
the
all
first
the RTSs were pretty great.
the first Warcraft I got like the shareware of and did not understand the concept at the time. I was pretty young. I didn't understand what was going on, and I got frustrated and just deleted it. But I ended up coming back like I don't know, like a year later or something, and like it made sense. I had played enough other games that like I didn't understand the fog of war thing.
Okay.
So like your character starts in Warcraft 1, it's just like a patch of ground and just black everywhere.
Yeah, and you're like,
I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this to do? I'm like clicking around like nothing's happening. I did not understand the game mechanics,
Mm-hmm.
Like I think by that point maybe I played RTSs like Command and Conquer, but I guess not something quite like that. And I didn't latch onto it. It was too foreign, and I came back maybe 6 months or a year later, and then all of a sudden everything made sense and it was amazing. But yeah, played all the Warcrafts up until World of Warcraft. Never played that. It also never looked that appealing to me, to be perfectly honest. Also, interestingly enough, apparently a lot of people are now making the jump to Final Fantasy from WoW.
Mm-hmm.
I see that. Yeah.
That's not exactly Funcom related news, but I just think it's like generic.
It is generic MMO related news.
Generic MMO related news. The literally like the day Asmongold started streaming playing Final Fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
you can see on Google Trends like WoW goes like this and Final Fantasy goes like this. Also, they apparently for a small amount of time like actually ran out. They ran out. They sold out of digital copies of Final Fantasy. Like you couldn't buy it for a second.
Yeah, because their RNG generator is just like overwhelmed. It just stopped.
They ran out of digital copies.
Yeah, I like freaked out, and it's like we have no more copies to give.
Maybe
you.
yeah, like too many at the same time. Too many codes.
They couldn't create enough new keys for licenses. Yeah, exactly.
Also,
yeah, I mean, we'll see how long it lasts.
In the chat, go ahead, put in for hashtag giveaway for the giveaway.
I mean, it has to do with a lot
threads.
also of like the amount of time in between when WoW has released an expansion to when they have released like the next content patch for their game. It's this last time has been like the longest period of time that they have waited to do that. And
also,
I mean, we're one to talk because we're doing Secret World, and the last time Secret World released content, but well, it was
Final Fantasy's having a free trial, so there's that. Like Vommer was saying, a big WoW streamer, that's Asmongold, who's the one that initiated. Apparently, he's not the first one, by the way, to start trying Final Fantasy, but he is probably one of the biggest ones. And literally, the trends changed the day he started doing it. So that's interesting in and of itself. Also, an anecdotal fact is their expansion that has done the best in 17 years is WoW Classic.
yeah.
That's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign. No.
No. That's not good. If your best selling thing in 17 years is you putting out the shit that you made like 20 years ago, that's bad.
It basically just says the fact that people are just they're not fond of your current game, and they just wanted to play what they either couldn't play at the time or that they are nostalgic over, essentially.
Zen, are there news from Test Life? Assuming you mean Test Live or SWL. If there was, like, I couldn't say. You know what I mean? Uh,
But they've always said over the years, they have always said that basically the game that would kill WoW would be WoW.
right, which is what happened. Like they fucked up. They keep
Yeah.
fucking up, and people are finally just kind of fed up enough to
I
go
mean,
somewhere else.
I mean,
And
I
it's
did
real.
I did play WoW for a long time. The character name that I go with, Ocholovis or Ocho, that comes from World of Warcraft. That comes from one of the first characters I
Coco,
created using their random generator name.
you are the winner.
So, yeah, Bomber says their name came from WoW too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, a
Well,
lot of us started there because it was like our first MMO. And so I played until I think their Northrend, whatever that
I gotta be
expansion
honest.
was called.
For as big as Blizzard is, and as much money as WoW like takes in, I find it like really bizarre that they haven't tried to do like any kind of engine update. You know what I mean?
Like it
Yeah,
seems
the
like
game
they
still
could
looks 20
do
years
it.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, like look, I get like Secret World is gonna look the way it is. They don't have the fucking money to adjust if they wanted to, right? But like, why doesn't World of Warcraft look at least as good as like Overwatch, right? Both fucking Blizzard games. It's kind of like almost like similar style. You know what I mean? Like art.
Mhm.
I mean, there's World of Warcraft stuff in Overwatch.
Mhm.
Like there's like the Blizzard map.
The map and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, like I don't understand why that game brings in so much fucking money. Like you couldn't, instead of putting some of that towards profits, like you couldn't put some of that money towards like, I don't know, make your game not look like it came out 20 years ago.
Just goes to show
You're just
what,
upset
like,
because
just
WoW
basically
Mission
making
Engine is
replacing
powered by
engines
killing
is
digital bunnies. I don't think you understand me at all, Zen. I have killed thousands of bunnies. I have killed thousands and thousands and thousands of bunnies in Secret World. I don't have a problem with killing bunnies. Of course, in Secret World, that's how you make more bunnies. The ratio is just really off.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of Funcom games, bunnies are everywhere. Conan Exiles, Secret World, they're everywhere. So you kind of have to kill off all these digital bunnies.
It's like Invisible Elites, but bunnies. Like, it's. I don't think any game that kills bunny fails. I don't think that's true. Was it an Assassin's Creed game? Was that the one that was like the arrow to the bunny? That someone played on stream and like lost their shit? Like, oh my god, I got a bunny.
That's right, Hikari.
well, it started to be what? Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, where it's just like kill wildlife, kill all the wildlife. It's okay.
Well, yeah, you could because you could hunt and skin and trade furs and stuff like that. But I think I want to say it was that one, where some girl streamer was playing it. It was like a cinematic. It was like introducing the character or something. And they're like, "Oh, it's a little bunny!" Like, "Foop!" Like arrow just goes into the bunny. And they're like, "Ah, oh my god!" And they freaked out. But yeah, I don't know. Like yeah, who knows how long it'll last? But I honestly, I don't see people going back to WoW that have left.
No,
realistically, not in the droves they've left in.
Like there are a lot of people who.
The people that'll stay. I mean, I'm still playing Secret World, right? There's people that'll still be playing WoW. WoW's not going to die. It's not gonna be dead. But it's not going to be, like the biggest thing in the world anymore either.
Thought they would miss me.
No, of course not. No, I mean it'll keep going on. They'll keep releasing content. It'll just keep going. It'll still be one of the bigger ones. It'll still be one of the big ones, but it's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
going to be as influential going forward as it has been. It'll just be one of the big ones.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Elden Ring. That's on my big list of things. Because that's like sort of like a Dark Souls. I don't know if it's technically MMO, but definitely like
I need to do more research on that
Open
one because I've heard of
world?
it, but I know literally nothing about it.
it's coming out in January. Elden Ring is it's Dark Souls, okay? But it's the one that they got George R. R. Martin to write for.
Okay.
Like he kind of wrote like the backstory of the world, and the Dark Souls guys like took that and like kind of ran with it, and they're calling it a role playing game. I wonder if it's technically going to be like the same type of game as Secret World. Is it like shared world?
Sort of like a
RPG?
shared world RPG.
Yeah, I don't think it's intended to be like an MMO, like a massive multiplayer.
Right. But like a small group.
But it is
maybe?
multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Souls games are technically multiplayer, but it's far more open. Also, you can ride a horse, so there's that. They have like mounted combat and stuff. Open world co-op for up to 4 players, and then there'll probably be PvP. There's always PvP in Dark Souls shit. I don't like it necessarily, but there's always
That's where
PvP.
the people can just suddenly come into your game.
They just come in and fucking obliterate you, and you're like, God damn it, I was trying to do something.
Uh-oh.
They enter your world.
We are no longer rabbits.
The one with the Miyazaki credit? Is that who it is? Is that who makes Dark Souls? Is that Miyazaki? That sounds right, Valmer.
Don't worry, guys. I got this one.
Okay. You got it.
Hidetaka
watch out,
Miyazaki?
Just in case
Yeah.
somebody comes up behind you.
Me and Wilco. We're gonna do it.
Oh shit. Sorry. You didn't say there's a behemoth, you just said we'll handle this. Also, I'm not a bunny anymore. That weirded me out.
Let's say all of our skins have right. I assume the dev that gave us the skins
I need to check and make sure my height's right.
went to bed.
Make sure my height got set properly.
Your height got reset.
Yeah. Yeah, Miyazaki. Well, it's not just a Miyazaki credit. Like, Miyazaki, I believe, is like the designer. Like, he did Dark Souls 1, I believe, and Dark Souls 3. And not a lot of people like Dark Souls 2 because it wasn't him. I didn't have a problem with Dark Souls 2, but you can definitely feel the difference. And Dark Souls 3 and 1 feel a lot more similar to each other.
Oh, even Volmer is back to normal.
changed
Changed us all back. Didn't let us stay that way for a week.
It's written by George R. R. Martin, so it'll have 75% of my fantastic story. No. So again, he wrote like the backstory, like he wrote the world, right? He didn't. So the goal was have him write essentially like
An intro,
the
almost.
place where it
Yeah.
exists and the lore behind it, and then the From Software guys come in and flesh that out. You know, so it's not like he's writing the beginning or ending of some story or something. He's. I mean, I guess technically he might be writing the beginning if he's writing like backstory lore a little bit.
Well, it could be like how Secret World was written by Ragnar Tornquist. You know, like he did a lot of the original writing for Secret World, but
I got the feeling though from the interviews and stuff, and even the interview I saw with George R. R. Martin himself, that like it's more like Ragnar wrote like plot lines.
Right.
I don't think Martin wrote plot lines. So I'm saying.
Okay.
That was the impression that I got from his interview was more like he wrote the world.
Yeah. I say Ragnar. The storyline, the original storyline is basically Ragnar, but the later storyline is not.
Seems like a gimmick, to be honest. I mean, according to the interview with Miyazaki, they weren't sure whether they were gonna have to like rewrite or retool what he wrote, but they ended up not. It all just kind of fit. But it certainly was up to them. Like even Martin was like, "Yeah, I just gave it to them. They can do whatever the hell they want with it." So he gave it to them basically, I think, a few years ago now, and has had very little involvement since. But according to the From Software guys, they actually really didn't change much of anything. They actually were able to keep pretty much all of it. But that was never like they were never like making themselves stick. They were making a good game, right? They're making a good game first and foremost. And then seeing if his all his stuff would kind of like work. Like Hikari, I don't know. I'm not really sure. And I don't think any of us really know for sure. I know Ragnar wrote like the overarching story, right? Like up until past stuff that we've even has happened in the game. But as far as like
the primary plot line, yeah.
As far as like all the missions in Kingsmith or something, like I don't even know that that's necessarily true. Or like factually he wrote like all of what happened in Kingsmith or all of what happened in Savage Coast. I think from what I remember over the years, and I think this is the way it works for like a lot of TV shows and movies and stuff where you have like a writer, but you also have like a bunch of writers. You know what I mean?
Sort of like he may have had like the outline for Dawning of an Endless Night and beyond, but like all of the filler stuff may not have been done by him.
Yeah, or even the missions in between. It could just be like key points, like I don't know, Cassie takes the sword, right? Like, but like, how do you get there? What missions do you do in between? What other missions do you see Cassie in? Like, now that said, he may have done some of those. You know what I mean? I have no way of really knowing.
Yeah,
but
they don't tell us a mission by mission credit who wrote it, right?
Yeah, but from what I gathered from a lot of the old dev streams and other just kind of how the industry works in general, like even when like Scrivenermancer was writing, there was writers under him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have other people. It's not like so maybe you tell them like this needs to be this way, and then they go do it, and I don't know. Maybe you check it, or maybe you don't. I don't know. I'm sure that depends on the situation, but I don't know. The more I've seen how like big projects work, the more I feel like you can like it's hard to really say how much someone. Now that said, I'm not trying to take away credit from Ragnar. The concept is his for sure,
mm-hmm.
and the arc that gets you all the way to again like an ending we've never gotten to, it's 100% his. But how you get there and the nitty gritty of it, I think, is oftentimes like that's what the game is for, and that's why you either continue working on the game or you have other writers work on the game, is to like fill in that stuff. So I wouldn't even go so far as to say like all the blue line story quests are Ragnar's. Like I think that might be pushing it. I think the main plot points,
The main heavy plot points, right?
probably, but I don't know. Did he write the part in Transylvania where you like kill yourself and have to follow the stream? You know what I mean? Stream of death, stream of life, and all. Like maybe not. It doesn't seem a relevant enough detail necessarily. And also, if you have writers working under someone, it can be very difficult to tell when someone else writes it, because they're writing it influenced by the other person, right? Or they're writing with that material in mind. So honestly, if they're doing their job right, you don't know that the main guy didn't write it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're really doing their job right.
Or they end up more in like an editor role or a guidance role.
Yeah. But I mean, Ragnar left like the same year the game launched.
Yeah. Remember that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, the game launched really poorly in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And not just Ragnar, but like the whole team got cut down to like a skeletal crew within, I want to say like 3 months or something of launch of TSW.
Yeah, there was a whole thing about that, and bringing in the authorities and whatnot, basically, calling it almost a fraud to investors. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
So yeah, they. So I don't know, like the idea that like I have Ragnar produces some good stuff in general. I think he's continued to produce good stuff. Like Dragon looks really interesting. I think I actually bought Dragon. I still haven't played it yet. It's on my list of 500 games I have to play. Like I still think he continues to do good stuff, right? It's nothing against him or anything like that. But I have a problem with people that like are like, oh, Secret World was good because of Ragnar and he left and it all went to shit. And I was like, no, that's not what happened. I mean, there was launch problems and lots of people got cut, but he didn't get cut, by the way. He fucking bailed.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I'm out. You guys are good. And I believe he talked with Tilty. I remember from conversations Tilty talked about where he actually had spoken with Ragnar, I think even after the fact, potentially, about little things here and there. So I don't think there was anything like, I think it seemed pretty amicable. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was like, fuck you guys and left and burned bridges or anything like that. It seemed pretty amicable.
Which is actually pretty standard, I almost want to say, for the lead creator of something to basically create the world, see to its launch, and then sort of back off of it to go work on another project. Like that is sort of
it's probably the healthiest thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's probably the healthiest thing to do. Because the ones that are bad are the ones that stay and micromanage the fuck out of their creation.
Right.
Like it's better creatively to just birth it and then start working on your next creation. 100%. You got to know when to stop.
Yeah. When to stop messing with what you've created.
Yeah. You gotta release things sometimes into the wild and just let them be and grow. You know?
And let other people who are very creative themselves.
It's a really it is a narrative that's out there about like Ragnar left, Secret World went to shit. And like the two are not remotely, even if you think the Secret World went to shit, those two facts are not remotely intertwined. Because the timelines don't line up like at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
plenty of good content came out post him leaving. Plenty of good content came out post him leaving.
Tokyo, for example. Tokyo is
I
brilliant.
mean, all the content came out post him leaving. He wasn't there, I think, for a single DLC that came out.
Or even like, yeah, you know, when I think of like my favorite content of the game, you know, Kingsmith is up there, but yeah, Tyler Freeborn, Tokyo. There's just a lot of good stuff, and yeah, it doesn't have to be all stuff that he necessarily worked on.
There's Warframe devs are pretty much sticking around. The Warframe devs, I have a different bone to pick with, though. Because how the fuck is Warframe still like early access beta after how many fucking years?
Release
Yeah.
already, you cowards.
Again, this is my point. Fucking sometimes you just have to fucking birth the thing. I find it to be almost predatory at this point that you call yourselves a beta. How fucking long has Warframe been
Beta.
something you pay for that gets away with somehow still being called a beta? Fuck you
Like-
guys. Man the fuck up and say this thing is released, and you continue patching for it, continue making content. Stop calling it a fucking beta. Like that shit
like
pisses
they
me
lend
off.
credence to the thought that as soon as you start taking money for something, you're pretty much released. Like they lend credence to that sort of philosophy.
Did they take beta off the website, Akari? Really? Last I knew it was still in the game, but I haven't launched it in a little bit. I have Warframe. Testers aren't expensive. That's bullshit. Like you can literally have players test for you for nothing. I'm actually curious about that. Like, I wonder if it's still in game like that. If it's in game, it still says it, but they took it off the website. I am curious. I mean, but it's my thing with them is my issue. Not that I don't think Warframe is an interesting game, because it is. It totally is. But there's no way it should have been beta for however the fuck long it was.
Yeah, it just lends a lot of, I don't know, sort of like it's cover. It's basically all it is. It lends people to be like, well, why did they, do this with the game, or why did they,
It was
change this? And they're like, well,
It
it's
was
still
publicly
beta,
announced in
so it's
2012.
not fully completed.
it's
Listen.
literally been in beta the entire time TSW's been around. Like, what the fuck, man? Or at least it was closed beta in 2012. That's fucking funny for whatever reason. Yeah, March of 2013 was when the open beta launched for Warframe. That's
And when did it launch? Is it still considered launched?
it's still considered beta, last I knew. Now, Ikari is saying that they just recently took the name beta off their website. But I don't know. I don't know when that's going to change. Or like in the game. The developers are intending to keep the game forever in a beta state. See, to me, I just have massive problems with that. Like, I have massive problems with that.
Like the second we stop actually doing any work on the game whatsoever, we'll launch.
Yeah, they basically stated, they've stated they're never going to launch. Oh, you can give me the article? Yeah, the game is still called a beta. I don't care if their website doesn't say beta. The game itself says it's a beta. And their thing still says it's like they're intending to keep it in forever in a beta state.
In perpetual beta, yeah.
Yeah. That's just annoying as fuck. Like, I'm sorry. I find the Warframe game interesting and the concept interesting, but fuck you.
That even makes me not even want to play it because I sort of have a thing against playing betas necessarily. Like I'll jump into Secret Worlds, but Secret World itself is a launched game. So when they do a beta for something like on Test Live or something, like I have no problems jumping into that. But any game that says like, "Oh, we're in beta," it's like, "Great, tell me when it's launched. I'll play then."
Yeah.
Like
No,
I sort of have a
look,
thing against playing betas.
I kind of get it, but it's cheating. It's cheating. It's fucking cheating. It's the developers cheating. And fuck you for doing that shit. And fuck you for doing that to your player base as well. And I don't care that it makes your job fucking easier. I know it makes your job easier. Fuck you. My job is still harder. So fuck off.
It's right, and Shane says it right there. It's vastly more polished than other betas, though. It's basically bending the term beta beyond what we all agreed it means. Right, they're basically just taking advantage of definitions.
Yeah, this is my problem. They're basically look. I don't know if you remember, and I can look at this. I can tie this back to Funcom stuff and be appropriate for the channel.
Hey, talking about MMOs is appropriate.
No, I was actually going to refer to Conan Exiles because Conan Exiles was in early access on Steam, right?
It's true. Yeah, Conan
and
Exiles.
They did it for 1 year, and we're like, boom, we're launching. And that was from the plan from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, this is how you do early access because too many games on Steam do the same fucking shit that Warframe's doing. They just stay in early access forever, and they take advantage of that status. And it's actually, I think, been a problem in Steam, if I recall.
Oh yeah,
because in early access, you kind of you basically like don't have to deliver. Like you have a lot less expectation. Like you can charge money for early access, and then basically have to deliver. Like you don't have to deliver a whole lot because you're like, oh, it's early access. You get what we got, right?
Which is why I say, the second that you start charging for it, the second that people take money for it, you're basically launched. Anytime after that, yeah, you can make updates to it, you can improve it, you could do whatever, but the titles are all just.
You're talking about Steam has an early access program for games. Like, I don't know.
Oh, he's saying Warframe is an early access, and you're right. No, Warframe is not early access.
Warframe's a beta.
It's a beta, though.
It's the same fucking thing. It's literally like Warframe being perpetual beta is equivalent to something staying in early access on Steam forever. And yeah, it fucking is the same thing. I will die on that hill.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in perpetual beta forever, it's just the same thing as being in early access forever. Like, the difference between Conan Exiles in early access and Conan Exiles launch is not much. I mean, they've patched a lot since then, done a lot of feature updates since then. But I mean, if you look at early access, the end of early access in Steam, and then what Exiles launched as, yeah, they polished their shit up. They fixed it on early access, just like you fixed shit into beta, and then they fucking launched it.
Isle of Sipta is a good thing too.
Dude,
right? They brought Isle of Sipta into early access, into beta, and they made a lot of changes to Isle of Sipta.
Tons.
And then they launched it.
They launched it.
Right, and then they launched it. They said, nope, we're good now. It's launched. And it's not like, because these are games as a service, it's not like they can't still make updates to them. Of course they can. It's just that they actually have the
program through Steam that has its own requirements. I'm saying it's functionally equivalent to a beta.
Yes. It's a rose by any other name.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Early access isn't a launched game. It's a game in a pre-launch state, which is, let me think. Give me a second. A beta. Okay? I'm just saying, like...
Yeah, it's functionally, as long as your title is not launched, it's
a fucking beta.
Development, basically.
And unless it's an alpha, technically, But I mean, people get really weird with that shit. So I don't
Yeah.
want to get into the whole alpha beta thing. Basically, you have if it's not launched, it's and it's playable. It's usually beta. Alphas are very rarely actually playable. Or I mean, sometimes they launch, but then you can't do anything. I've tried a couple alphas before of games. Alphas are usually like,
They're rough.
yeah, they're rarely actually very playable. It's almost like a lot of times like an engine demonstration.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this cube load. Whew. You know, like. But look again. I don't have any problems with the Warframe game itself.
Right.
Not well. I might have a little problem with some of its currency, money system shit, and some of its other systems. But like, as a game, it's an interesting game, and it's intriguing and it's fun. Ninja robots, like, it's cool. I have a philosophical difference with the developers on their decision to be like, fuck it, we're just going to be permanent beta.
I sort of wish that you should be able to back up the camera in Warframe. Whenever I watch someone playing Warframe, the camera is always like right there.
It takes a while to get used to that. Like after a while, if you play it for like an hour or two, you maybe start to not notice.
Mm-hmm.
But I have the same problem though. I will say, like in like Witcher 3,
Okay.
like wanting to like zoom out. Like I feel like a lot of newer third-person games like tighten the camera in too far. I keep wanting to I feel like claustrophobic.
Yeah, you're like like almost like you're invading someone's personal space.
Yeah, get the fuck up off of there. Like, give me some room to see some shit.
Yeah, back up off of them.
No, it's seriously
Man.
like if I play Witcher 3 for a few hours, like it kind of stops being as much of a thing. But especially when I initially get into it, I'm like searching for a zoom out. I'm like, why the fuck? Why am I staring at the hairs in the back of my neck? Like, can I please zoom out some?
Right, I'm too close. I feel awkward being this close. Kara says, Alpha should have basic game mechanics and features, but are largely feature incomplete. Beta is feature complete. The problem is the game industry decided they can call games whatever they want. Yes, that's the issue that we're talking about. But, like, they're playable games listed as pre-alpha. Pre-alpha, right, is not
Pre-alpha
a thing.
is I have drawn a stick man on a piece of paper, and like then the stick man's gonna go into this house and this is gonna happen.
Yeah, worse, they want you to pay
I
for
would like
pre-alpha access.
$10, please.
Which, as I said, if you're paying for it, if you're paying to access a game, you're launched. Sorry, it's. But if
I mean,
you can't say that
technically-
you're launched, I still don't want to play you.
Yeah, like I don't know, you can yeah, like would you really pay to like watch a pre-production movie?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen like any like internet rips where it's like, oh, it's like the X-Men movie before the green screen stuff?
Yeah, all the effects are all
Oh my
finalized
God.
and rendered.
It's so bad. Like, why would you watch that on purpose? I mean, actually, there is a reason to watch it on purpose. It's funny, but like,
Wasn't Cats when Cats? I mean, Cats was epically bad anyway. But when they, which if anyone actually knows the musical Cats well enough, was sort of expecting it to be a train wreck. But even the movie Cats, they sent them to theaters, and then like a couple of weeks later, they're like, oh wait, here's an update to the movie. That we're just going to digitally update the movie for you. Like they sent a patch for the movie.
yeah.
And
Was that the butthole patch?
yes, Vommers, yeah, Cats was literally patched in theaters. Right. So it's like even when you went to see Cats, what you were seeing was basically a beta movie. I don't
Yeah. Was that not the butthole patch?
I think it was, yeah.
Well, now I can't remember. Were they adding or removing?
I want to say
Well-
removing.
They removed it. They're like, oh, we decided no one wants to see Cat's butthole.
I yes, I
CG?
didn't see I didn't see cats.
I remember hearing about
a lot of the
that.
stuff I didn't play either. Like I said, I haven't played Warframe, probably because I saw the beta
I
tag
played
and I was like,
Warframe, and it pissed
me
me the
know.
fuck. Akari knows this. It pissed me the fuck off. I got trolled into playing Warframe because it was Easter and you could get bunny ears for your fucking robot ninja.
okay,
But you know what Warframe does when the event ends?
Takes 'em
Fucking
away?
deletes all your shit.
What?
That's right. You have bunny ears on, and then the next day when the event ends, you don't have that shit no more. They
What?
took it away. You have to get it again the next year, and only for the time the event's running, and then they'd fucking delete it again. Fuck you, Warframe.
like here's stuff for your character, but it's time limited. Yeah,
It's
that's
not just
terrible.
time limited. Time limited usually means you have a certain time to get the thing, not that it expires.
Not a certain time
and
to use
explodes.
the thing. Yeah. Well, we're
Like I
trying
got
to
the
keep our
ears.
purity.
I made my guy's little like outfit all white. I had some cool screenshots of like flying through the air with the flappy bunny ears, like flying by me. Like, and then I logged back in and everything's gone. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out. You don't just take a bunny's ears. It's rude.
Same with all the Pride stuff. Really?
Yeah, it's their event stuff is like, and that's a really weird thing. It's like it's not like you get it for free. Like you have to earn it during the event, and then they get rid of it. But it's like
I'm surprised
I would say
that's not even bigger news. Actually, like that feels like that should be much bigger news.
But it apparently it's been that way forever. Warframe beta, like our events only like the event items only are available to wear during the event, and as soon as any event ends, the event stuff is removed.
Could you imagine if they did that in Secret World here? Could you
Oh my
imagine? Could you
God.
just imagine?
The riots that would happen.
You could
Yeah.
only wear Christmas stuff during the Christmas event. You could only wear.
Not only that, you can only earn it during then, and as soon as you get it, you wear it for a couple weeks and they delete it.
Right.
They have
You
to
gotta
earn it
earn it
again the
again
next
next year.
year.
It's always been that way, and there are a lot of Korean, Malaysian, Chinese games
I
that do that
don't
as
care
well.
how
That's-
Malaysian games work.
I'll say that's pretty awful for them too.
I'm not Malaysian or Korean or Chinese. And I have nothing against those people, but
But
sometimes
that's pretty terrible for them as well. Why take
it's
away?
well, it might be, but also sometimes it's cultural difference, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There could be a cultural difference, and I think in this case, I think
mean,
it is. It is a
Let's be
big-
fair. Let's be fair. If MMOs had started that way for us, that would actually be a thing that we'd be used to.
I mean,
so,
maybe, but I just feel like the way we are about our things and collecting our things, I think that's why our games aren't like that in the first place. Because
True,
any developer
true.
that brought that up would be like punched in the face. Are you trying to cause a riot? You know what I mean?
hey, how about we give stuff to players and then take it away? Great idea.
Like I feel like when you give people like we have like exclusive things, right? Like TSW exclusives that you want to show that I was there when this happened. When you take that away, you also take away that pride of having that thing, which also takes away the like if you're gonna delete it every year, why do you even care to do the event to earn it every year?
Yeah. If it's not something more
Right.
tangible, even though it's digital, it still has a tangibility to it.
I think most of it's free. You're right, Shane, but you do have to actually like earn it. Like you do spend like points you earn during playtime to get those things. It's not like it may
Or
not
the
be
time
like
just
money.
you play to get it.
Yeah,
The effort and time that you put into actually do it in the first place.
if you live through the 80s as an American, we will never get rid of the idea of status. Well, that's what I mean. Like that's why I said it could be a cultural difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
It very well could be a cultural difference as far as like not being willing to give up those things. But I don't know, man, that just pissed me the fuck off. Like Warframe and it's removing my bunny ears and it's permanent open beta can just go fuck itself.
Yes. I mean, it's true though. And MMOs are one of the number one places to show status. We've always said that the end game of MMOs, or I've always thought that, is that the true end game of MMOs is cosmetics and pets and
And
all
usually
the
it's because you earn some of those ones through like unique or one time
through harder achievements
Or
and through
challenge,
gameplay or
yeah.
challenges, and that the true end game is your customization.
Yeah.
And
I
and
think
yeah,
like here's what I think happened, and maybe it's related to maybe some developers being aware of the Asian market and how they do stuff. But I think what happened is someone was like, "Oh, we can save our immersion if we just get rid of this after the event."
and that's what it is. Yeah, it's
I
well,
I think
having bunny ears is immersion breaking, and screw you.
With my
Um,
immersion.
I honestly think like that's probably at least in some level part of the thing where they're like, well, if it's Christmas and it's everyone's being Christmassy, but it's over, if you just delete everything, then you're not breaking the immersion the rest of the year. Someone's running around in antlers in July or something. But to that I say, fuck you.
Yeah, to that it's like, but so what if someone wants to wear antlers in July? Who cares? Be like, that's your problem if you have a problem with me wearing antlers in July. But even still, and that's sort of one of the funny things if you think about cosmetics as actually being like the true end game of most games, is that almost universally, at least among Western games here, is that it's okay to sell cosmetics. It's okay to spend real money to buy cosmetics.
Yeah.
But cosmetics are basically the end game. So it's one of those weird things where people are like, oh, this game's pay to win, it's pay to win. And yet the real end game, or what always feels to be like the real end game, people have no problems with
Paying to win.
paying to win.
Yeah. I will say to Akari's thing about the SWL and the sync shoes, that one I feel like I definitely understand your point
I
of
understand
view there.
Yeah.
But I also feel like it's an oddity because technically you do still have what you paid for in TSW, right?
Right, because technically TSW never ended.
Yeah, I feel like it's just an odd situation. You know what I mean? If SWL was just The Secret World 2, then there wouldn't be that kind of thing of, oh, well, I bought this, I expect to have it there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You would never buy something in Borderlands 1 and think you're going to have it in Borderlands 2, right? I think. I actually haven't played those games. That might not be a good example. But
I don't know.
you know what I mean? Generally speaking, sequels of games don't, the purchases don't carry over. It's a different game, right? It's number 2. And SWL being a relaunch, it's not a sequel, but it's also not the first
But it's also
game.
not a sequel.
It's really, that's what I'm saying. It's a really weird case.
Yeah.
Look, I totally understand that you have no control, that they relaunched the game and all of that, and everyone had to make new characters, and you lose your levels, and they did their damnedest to make sure you could transfer cosmetics that you had purchased, which I thought was really cool of them. But I also feel like
but it's also true. They are different games.
I also feel like they might. This is gonna sound maybe kind of out there. I feel like they might have been better served saying, "Fuck that! It's a clean slate." I think they genuinely tried to make the transition as palatable as possible. You you were a sub before, you're a sub. If you're a grandmaster, you get lifetime. You can transfer like all your cosmetics in like a push of a button.
And it is
Like,
kind of arguable to say that,
but I
because
feel like they might have been better served as a company just saying TSW's done, SWL is here, and that they're not connected. Your lifetime isn't transferred, nothing's transferred. Like don't, it would hurt me as well. I'd be paying more money. But my point is, I think it might have served the game as a whole better to just had a clean break and been like, this is the next Secret World or the next iteration of it.
I think you're right to a point because it, if you remember back to Secret World Prime, that's probably the best way to, I think, to explain it. The Secret World Prime, that they'd put out content packs, and the content packs were paid, but because there were so many Grandmaster accounts who had paid previously, they'd put out these content packs, and they would not make the money back on them.
Right.
And they would not make the money back on them specifically due to the people who were actually going to pay for it, who were the people who believed in the game so much, had already purchased the Grandmaster accounts, that they weren't making that return on the investment. And so
Oh, go ahead.
No, but so part of the switch to Secret World Legends was that, we're going to go free to play, the content is going to be free, but we're going to make all the extra stuff off of it from the cash keys and the RM trading and the this and the that, and we're going to make money other ways, instead of basically relying on paid for content packs that we're not making the money back on.
Yeah, I was going to say to Akari's point where she said, like, SWO killed TSW. TSW killed TSW. Like,
it's the same way, like we said, that WoW basically is the only game that could kill WoW.
Yeah,
and,
SWO didn't kill TSW. SWO happened because TSW did not have a future. There was a board meeting where they were like, it's over unless we're relaunching with a whole different monetization scheme. Like, it was either relaunch as Legends or close up shop. Like, those were the options given.
And the fact of that Funcom itself doesn't actually close games is it wouldn't have been closed up shop. It would have been.
Yeah, it would have still been running. It would have been running, but it would have gotten no more content.
No more content. Even not South Africa. Even not. I don't know at that point. But certainly not even South Africa.
Loot boxes, stuff like that. Currently, they have out now.
Yeah.
Well, when I say TSW killed TSW, I don't really mean the game. Like, the game, I don't really think it's the players. The players killed TSW. Like, the niche players that claim to love the game didn't support it. Like, the people crying the loudest a lot of times were also the people just not. I played with people in TSW every single day, and they wouldn't buy like the next DLC. And I was like, this game's amazing. We've been playing together for like 2+ years. How are you not getting this day one? They're like, I'm still playing. I'm just gonna repeat the other missions. Like, I don't really care. Like, I can still do the dungeons. And so, like, the people that claim to love the game and play every day the most, just the monetization scheme. Scheme sounds bad. The monetization method did not work because the players playing it didn't buy it. Period. End of story. Like, they can't do anything about that, unfortunately. It's a niche game. It is like the players voted with their wallet and they just fucking didn't buy new story content, but they bought shinies.
Mm-hmm.
TSW made all its money back on their DLCs that failed on microtransactions in TSW, and TSW didn't even have that much microtransactions. And their mystery bag things were not the event mystery bags, by the way, but the what was it called? It was a mystery box of some kind. That mystery box was awful. It was awful. It had almost nothing of use in it. Like, it was really bad. but they sold the fuck out of those. So the player base intrinsically, how they spent their money is what formed Legends. Like that's what happened. When people make claims like, "Oh, no one asked for SWL to happen." Yeah, you did. Yeah, you fucking did.
Shane says, but a failed monetization isn't the player's fault. Players don't implement monetization schemes. And that's true as well, because,
No, but it is. It is. It is the player's fault. When I say the player's fault, I mean the same people saying, I wanted the game to stay this way. You didn't support it that way. If you wanted it to, if you wanted TSW to continue as it was, you had to support it the way that it was. And they didn't. So that is their fault. When you say that you want more story and you don't buy the new story when it comes out, that is 100%. And when I say you, I just mean the player base as a whole.
Oh, so you mean, more like the player base as a whole, not necessarily
obviously
the individual
plenty
players.
of players. Like I bought every fucking DLC that came out the day it landed, right?
Yes,
but that's a minority.
Yeah, we're talking about or what you're saying is you're talking about the player base as a whole, not the individual. Like as Sakari says, I did in fact $100 on TSW, and like me as well, I spent a whole bunch on TSW, and you did, but we're not representative of the whole.
Yeah, we're literally like the vocal drop in the bucket.
We are the vocal minority.
The thing is, people would get the game, and they would just play through the story they had, and even if they liked it, like I said, I knew not just okay. So the statistic I think from Tilty was 85% of the player base never set foot in a dungeon. The people I played with like every single day, they did dungeons every single day. So we're talking like a small percentage is actually consistently playing the game all the time, which is not the majority of the player base. Even those people didn't fucking buy the content that came out. And they're living in the game every day. You would think they'd be the most starved for new content. And they couldn't, it's not even they didn't like it. Every person I knew that eventually picked it up always liked what was there. It's just really weird. Like, if they like a story they have, and they know there's more story there, they didn't need it. They just, I'll just keep playing this. It was so bizarre. I didn't understand it.
Night Bomber. I mean, I'm gonna admit, like for original Secret World, like I am what he says, like 85% of players don't step foot in a dungeon. Like that's me. I don't run dungeons. I'm not a big fan of dungeons.
Same.
And but I still love Secret World. I still played it. I just didn't do dungeon content. But they made dungeon content paid, or not even paid, but like there were dungeons that's like you pay to unlock the DLC for the dungeons, and I remember it's like I just didn't buy them.
Yeah,
but I didn't run dungeons.
But see, I bought those not because they were dungeons, but because there was story in them. Now I want to smack you because Secret World dungeons are story. They're not like other games, maybe, where like the dungeon is just like a randomly generated thing and it's filler. Like the manufacturing dungeons, I believe, is what you're talking about in Kaiden.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the only dungeons that was paid for.
Those are fucking amazing and just full of story, like that mattered to Tokyo as a whole.
Story adjacent.
TSW subscription model was too good. So you always had tons of overflowing Funcom points. Yeah.
There was definitely, they definitely had too many Grandmasters, right? And they probably still do, because they probably would have been better served fucking cutting the tie and just saying SWL is a different game, fuck off. You know what I mean? They would have been better served just, instead of relaunching it, like actually like doing 2.0 and just saying it's a different game. You didn't buy this game. Like, they would have been better served. There would have been some community backlash, but probably not any more than there already was. And I think they would have been better served.
Because there was a shit ton of backlash,
Yeah.
Oh, cripes, I remember that episode of Beyond the Veil. The one where Tilty, or where they just had announced Secret World, or Secret World Legends, and it was like an episode of Beyond the Veil that was I think I just almost just joined Beyond the Veil at that point, and we were set up at our normal place in Agartha, which was like, you know, you had all the entrances to the cities, and then it was down and like sort of like House Right, that little platform.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of went up in a hill, and I remember people waiting for the show, sitting down on the hill, and it was like filled with people sitting there watching. But of course, we were also interviewing Tilty about it at the same time, so it was pretty much one of those like, we're gonna talk to him about what the heck was just announced. And no cripes, I remember that episode. That was huge. That was big. The never-ending episode of Beyond the Veil. Right, yeah. Let me tell you, and afterwards, we talked to Tilty afterwards, too, and he did tell us afterwards that, yeah, part of the problem that he couldn't say to everybody, but it was part of the problem was, right, it just, monetarily, it just was not working.
Yeah. But I wanted to point in chat that it's the devs' fault because they hold the power. That's not true. That's not true. The player base holds a significant amount of power in an MMO game, and it did. It did. If the player base didn't act the way it did, and I don't mean by like commenting or shouting, but if act with their wallets, or act with their playtime like they did, then the things that happened wouldn't happen. But as a business, as a company, when you look at your shit and go like, well, we make awesome content, everyone says they love it, they're not buying it.
They're not actually buying it.
But they're buying the shit out of our little crap. We have to shift. Everything's got to change. And that's what Legends was. Like, the story's free, and there's lots of shinies. Like, that's just how people were already consuming TSW. I mean, it's not that TSW was in the red, right? It was in the black, barely. The problem was...
Oh, yeah, I think it pretty much brought Funcom out of the red.
The problem was, when they looked at their stuff, they would look at, like, the cost to make a content pack for TSW, like a DLC, right? Mm-hmm. They look at the cost of that, and the DLCs never made their money back. There's a vast investment of time and resources in making a DLC, and the DLCs themselves were always in the red, and it was only the microtransactions, which TSW didn't have a ton of, again, but it was always those that made up the difference and actually put the game itself in the black. So there was just fundamentally a problem with how the game was consumed.
Zen says, how come since Tencent there are not many changes to Secret World Legends?
Tencent's not focused on Secret World, they're focused on Dune. Tencent just sunk $50 million into fucking Dune. Why would they pay any attention to Secret World until... Like, assuming they'll ever pay attention to Secret World, it's not going to be until after Dune is a fucking reality. I do not expect Tencent to give one shit about anything other than the thing they just sunk like $50 million into. Like, would you go, let me put $50 million over here? What's going on over here? No, you're looking at your fucking $50 million.
And also, the current cash cow for Funcom is... Exiles. And as far as spending, dev time on either Exiles or Secret World, they've chosen to just go 100% into Exiles and Dune, basically. So they got, they're working on Dune primarily. We were joking, about where is Conan Chop Chop? We were wondering where that is, but they announced that well before the Tencent acquisition. Then Tencent acquired them, and we haven't really heard word from it since.
True.
Because Tencent is not interested in Chop Chop. Tencent is interested in Dune.
Yeah. Well, again, for a really good reason, because that's where they put their money.
Because that's what they bought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Uh,
literally the reason they acquired Funcom, was because Funcom was looking for more capital for Dune,
mm-hmm.
and specifically in the region of like 40 to $50 million. So,
And Dune is going to be some survival sandbox. Yes, it's. They said Dune is going to be, instead of an MMO, it's going to be more almost like another Conan Exiles.
which, like I said, Conan Exiles, they do sand really well. Conan Exiles is some of the best sand I've ever seen. So I expect that they should probably, do an okay Dune game. Dune has lots of sand. Or at least, some of the major planets.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Arrakis
Sandworm.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of a big thing in Dune. I legitimately, as soon as they said Dune and I thought about Conan Exiles sand, I was like, fuck it, they're done. Gold.
Brian Akari says, and to be fair, Conan Exiles
It
is
is
an
It is
amazing,
an
effing
amazing game. I actually didn't even remember buying Isle Sipta. I think I bought it in early access and forgot. I played it. I need to play it again. I played Isle Sipta a bit, and oh man, the game has improved a lot since. I mean, I've been playing Exile since early access, off and on,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, Isle Sipta's fucking awesome. Like, and just the game in general. It's. I mean, there's a reason Exile is doing really well. It's not a shitty game.
It's not a bad game, right?
Yeah, and the lore. That's something else too. Like, a lot of people, I think, skip over that.
That's a good thought. That actually, if Exiles was actually a worse game, we'd probably be seeing a lot more content for Secret World.
Maybe
Like-
not. Like,
Like if
probably would've
Exiles
just
wasn't
moved
as being
on.
as good as it was, they would have
Another
switched to their
project.
own properties.
They would have just gone. Yeah, but it would have been like,
Well, I think Funcom would have been sold off, like for pennies.
Well,
on the
they also
dollar.
had. You remember the co-op game that was coming that got shelved?
Yeah.
Based
Oh,
off
right.
the
The
mutant
Mutant
stuff.
Chronicles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had other stuff in the works. Like, they got even before they acquired all the other IPs. They had. I guess maybe that's after. Yeah, they've had, lots of pokers in the fire.
That's true. Yeah, Funcom would have likely folded if Exiles hadn't worked out. Yeah, that is true.
True. Yeah, if it didn't actually do well, that would have
Or
been
just would have
really
been
bad.
bought up sooner by somebody else.
Yeah.
That would have sold off. And
You
been
thought
doing
Mutant Year
a,
Zero was disappointing? I actually really liked Mutant Year Zero.
Me too. I like Mutant Year Zero.
I played the expansion as well.
I thought it was a great way to play. Yeah, that sort of XCOM.
And I
XCOM game,
played
but with
for
characters.
a long time before realizing that the middle mouse scroll lets you change verticality. I played like half the fucking game with only attacking ground from ground and like air from air, because I didn't realize that the middle mouse button let you change
Let
height.
you change how you could
Yeah.
attack height.
Yeah, I've like, I just missed that little infographic that explained that. That was my fault. That wasn't the game's fault. As soon as I
Right,
saw
right,
the
right.
little thing, I was like, God damn it, I missed that. But yeah, Conan Exiles has a lot of lore. It does in like weird ways, like scraps of paper and like weird ghosty hologram things, and like it definitely has stuff. Like, it very much reminds me, by the way, of Secret World, and that's probably just due to Joel. You know?
Probably. Hmm.
In the way it delivers it, and sort of like the mysterious part of it. It feels very similar to me to like Finding Legends. Just scraps. It's scraps of knowledge.
I feel like that's also a sort of a modern thing too, because I was playing Division, and that's sort of how information in the Division is sort of given out as well. As you find like a thing in the world, and you get a snippet of something.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, but I just feel like the Exiles ones had a very like Secret World feel to
But a
them.
much
if that
more,
makes
yeah,
sense.
but a much more Secret World, or a much more.
And like the writing style just seemed familiar to me. And that's something that I've always liked about Secret World is the writing style is very. It's not kindergarten.
Right.
Like,
It's
you know what I mean?
it's
And I feel like a lot of other games that have story or have stuff have a much lower bar. You know what I
Secret
mean?
World
Like,
Exiles take it to another level. Yeah.
yeah, they're writing for a higher point, and a lot of other games are doing like a lowest common denominator kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. That's why
Um,
I can't play Destiny. Like I've tried getting into Destiny, and it just feels. I don't know. It feels like
It's all work.
it's homework.
Yeah, Destiny. I mean, I've played like Destiny 2, and like, yeah, it's just for
That's what
such
I mean.
a nice,
Yeah,
polished
Destiny
game.
2. It's like it's a fun game to play on the surface, but
For such a nice, polished game,
It
I just
feels-
feels like the writing is subpar
yeah,
a little
like
bit.
it's totally missing something.
And I feel like they've done well enough. I feel like they have the money enough. Also, it's one of those things like, how the fuck does TSW have a cutscene every mission, and Destiny 2 has like a fucking guy just standing there while you have to read some text on the screen? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm just like, what the like, I don't know. TSW like wrecked me for other games in that aspect. Like, why is there not a cutscene every mission?
Right,
Why am I
Hikari,
staring
yeah.
at a floating head just like, expected to just like read this shit? Or like, what annoys me about Destiny 2 is like they have the person standing there posing, and they have audio playing, but not like synced to their lips, just audio of their voice playing,
Mm-hmm.
and a text description, but they don't match.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very mentally jarring to be reading something while someone says something that's almost the same but not quite.
But not quite. Right, it has like a sort of a uncanny valley. Like there's a disconnect. Right, Kari says, and yet there's also one of the reasons TSW had a bad launch. Tons of reviews saying the investigation missions were too hard. And I was just telling someone the other day that the investigation missions are almost one of the defining things about Secret World. And yet they're content that barely anyone, like, it wasn't really repeatable content.
It's not. Once you solve it, it's solved.
Right, but it's almost like, so the most unrepeatable content they had was sort of the content that actually sort of defined the game itself. And the puzzles themselves were, they were hard. They were fantastic once you solved them.
Unfortunately, it was a niche game, and that just made it like a niche inside of a niche.
Yeah,
like,
that made it feel a little too niche, yeah.
Like, genuinely, anyone that likes them loves them, right?
Mhm.
Like, you either just don't like investigations, or if you like puzzle shit, like, you love the fuck out of them.
That's
amazing.
me. Like, I love a good puzzle. Like, it's almost to me, it's almost a sin when somebody tries to tell me the answer to puzzles. I'm like, shut up, I could figure this out.
Well,
like, it may take me 5 hours, but I will figure this the fuck out.
That's the thing, though. Secret World is essentially aimed at an older audience, a more intelligent audience. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and I don't mean that young people can't be intelligent. That's not what I'm saying. But like, mature for sure.
Mature audience, yeah.
Right. And
not just right, and not just in the cutscenes, and not just in
mature, but like mature, educated, right?
Mhm.
Like,
patient.
Unfortunately, like, that limits your base a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It does limit your base.
And Jeffrey Combs all over the place. Car said, when you have Tim Russ and Tara Strong making Spider-Man and Star Trek jokes, there goes your budget.
I mean, yeah, they got a ton of good
Howdy,
people.
y'all.
I mean, it's so good. It's so good. And it's not, by the way, it's not just the voice acting. Like, I've talked with many people that have streamed this game that have, like, moved on since, but they still will say, like, the thing about it is, even if the, like, models are, like, 2012 quality, the cutscenes, what makes them good isn't just the voice acting. It's the body movement. It's the body language.
It's their
Like,
mocapping.
They do that better. They did that better than a lot of games today do, with 10 times the budget and 10 times the graphics, and they just don't. They're flat, right? Like someone's standing there talking, and they look amazing, but the scene is flat because there's no there's no body language, there's no movement, there's no
There's no
theatrical
life.
presence.
Mhm.
You know, like when characters in Secret World cinematics like talk, they move around, they emote.
They have
You know,
emotions. Yeah,
they might roll an eye at you or raise an eyebrow. Like they move their hands. It's super well done.
like someone is talking and your character just raises an eyebrow. I think I have as many of those moments uh like screenshotted. Like I have
Yeah,
where
your
your character
character's
also
like,
just gives
"Oh."
like a huh.
TSW was the very
love all
first
of
game
those.
to have the same resolution on the in-game avatars as the cutscenes. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but I mean, it's go ahead.
They say, but yes, it shows its roots from The Longest Journey, which is very much a hard puzzle adventure game. But Longest Journey was basically of the ilk of the Sierra, LucasArts, point and click adventure games, which they were literally just gigantic puzzles. That's all they were.
Yeah,
And
true.
that's sort of why adventure games died is sort of why the whole
Okay.
genre died is actually the advent of the internet, because they were gigantic puzzles, and then they were like for example, like I've played like the King's Quest series, I've played Space Quest, I've played, you know, and if you actually look in the books, if you actually look in the manuals that came with the game, it was like, feeling stuck? Here's the number to our hint line. It's a 1-900 number. Or like, here's where you could buy our hint book. Like they made an entire they not only sold the game, which was fun enough in and of itself as a giant puzzle, but they also had the secondary
Right.
money market coming from selling the answers to the puzzle.
It's kind of crazy.
So once and that's why they proliferated. That's why they were everywhere, because not only could you sell the game, but then you also sold the accessories to the game. So you not only sold the puzzle, but you also sold the answers to the puzzle. And people ate that the heck up. And what killed it was the internet, because the internet suddenly became a place where people can go, "Oh, I could just post the answer here," and
Yeah.
looking up the answer killed that secondary income for them and basically killed off the industry. And so, right, so the entire it does kind of stem from that. It says, you know, we're including these really hard puzzles that seems almost weird nowadays, because if you're going to look up the answer, you can just literally just Google the answer. I mean, we always say, you know, TSWDB is one of our favorite sites. It absolutely is. But there's
But
still something to be said for trying to.
In part because you can show hints,
Right.
usually
Yes.
multiple times before you show the solution.
Yes. You can
Which
say
is-
like just and it's like just give me a small hint. Just give me a small hint. That's all I need. I have
Yeah.
so many of the Prima official strategy guides. Wait, hold on.
I never had the money for guides. I was too poor. I had to learn to be smart instead.
No, I just want to show this. I actually have this book next to me. It's Quest for Clues 3. This is one of the strategy guides that came out in what year did this come out? I don't have too many of these. There are many people who like really go out of their way to own like all this stuff. I do not. This is surviving from when I was a kid.
My claim to fame is I have the Ghost Dog Way the Samurai role playing book.
There you go. 1990. This came out in 1990.
It's a Forrest Whitaker movie where he plays I think he plays like a hitman. Anyways, Ghost Dog
Yeah.
Way the Samurai. They made a role playing game book, like a manual.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like D&D.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who the hell besides me has that. I'm sure someone does.
I'm sure you might be able to get a group together to play
I'm sure someone somewhere has
if you were the
another
DM.
copy. But you know, that is a niche movie. I don't know how the fuck it got a role playing game made for it.
But no, so that's why, like I said, that's why I'm almost like insulted when someone's like, "Let me give you the answer to this," or "Let me spoil the puzzle for you." I'm like, "Don't you
Mikey,
fucking dare!"
what if I sell you the answer in a book form?
I would be more happy about that, because actually, the funny thing is when they created their hint books, the hint books had like. They didn't even give you like before my internet went to shit a month ago. I was streaming through the Ultima series here on Twitch, and the hint books for the Ultima series are like novels. And to be honest, the hint books don't even really give you hints. Like they were actual, or they don't give you the full puzzles and the answers. They literally just gave you hints.
Right.
So
They're
that's one of the reasons why we left TSWDBs.
Maybe try this.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, you know, fuck off.
So even the hint books didn't just straight up tell you the answer. Even the hint books just gave you hints.
You know what I found
But they did it in a very good story form too, which was fantastic.
The biggest thing that's hard to like get across to people when they first start playing this game is that you can use the internet. That you have to. Because I'll tell people like, oh, you have to use the internet, right? And they'll be like, no, I don't want to cheat. And I'm like, I have to be like, no. Like you have to. Like
it's not
you
cheating.
have to look up periodic table of elements. Like you have to go to the websites that exist in the real world for these companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, roachygroup.com and go to their employee, finder and like look up people's shit. Like it actually, I've one time I think I spent like 5 minutes explaining to a new streamer of the game like to what extent, actually not one time, multiple times, different streamers, to what extent like you actually have to use the internet, and in like that there's Secret World YouTube accounts and Imager accounts and blogs and you know what I mean, like like websites. This shit all exists, and
YouTube
it's intended
videos
for you to use the internet, and use these things to solve or help solve the puzzles. And they were just like, "Holy shit, no way!" Like, it tying into what you're talking about is kind of crazy because yes, the internet might have been death of those other puzzle games. But in this case, in Secret World, they actually turned to their advantage.
Right. They're like no, you use it as a resource. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the browser kind of works. The problem is it's a Chromium browser from like a decade ago.
Yeah. I have a lot of cool collectibles for sure. My most treasured ones are the issues of Secret Buzz that I did photography for and a comic book with our game art on the cover.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, I have like, the I mean, I try to get as many Secret World, tchotchkes as I have, and I still love like the pin collection.
Yeah, I got those.
And
so I think you have more than me. I have some of them.
I've got a lore pillow around here somewhere.
Oh, you bastard! I have a
my son actually loves that one. I'm pretty sure my son has taken it upstairs. I think he sleeps with it.
You can't see the dragon dog tag because it's green.
It's see-through.
You kind of can. There you go. Yeah, Andy sent me this. It was pretty nice.
Sorry, my cat's being weird.
My puppy is sleeping.
Yeah, no, I hear my cat in the background, and she's just knocking shit over in the kitchen.
Every once in a while, my new puppy will remember that he's a puppy and then just go ape shit. Like 90% of the time, he is just laying on the couch.
I'm a puppy.
He's like a cat. Like he just fucking lays around and just chill. He's chill all the time. And then for like brief moments of the day, he'll just all of a sudden be like, "I'm a puppy," and just start fucking going in circles. just tearing ass all over the house like a crazy person. Like, holy shit, dude, calm down. And then like, yeah, the rest of the time he's just super chill.
Shane says, going to the Orochi website is fantastic immersion, but decoding Morse is not fantastic immersion.
I mean, you know what's funny is it makes me remember trying to do Morse code as a kid. I had like the walkie-talkie that had like the button to do Morse and had like a little pamphlet, and I was always really bad at it. It's like, how does this work exactly?
I'm trying to remember, like, oh no, I was playing some other game. I was playing like it was a horror sort of like, what was it called? I can quickly look it up.
A whole butt ache of immersion. That's I'm like that as a statement. Butt ache immersion. That is a definite new type.
Stories Untold is the game that I was playing. And at one point, it was like, doo, 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 and I was like, it's gonna make me fucking do Morse code? I like had a visceral reaction. I was like, I hate Morse code. Don't make me do Morse code again.
I think of the two Morse code ones that I recall in Secret World, though, I think the worst one is the headlights flashing.
Yes.
Yeah, the audible one I think is a little bit easier.
It is, yeah. The audible one is easier. The headlights one just And as I said, I'm not the type to like go look up the answer to something, so I spent for frickin' ever on that one. And now I'm just Morse code, it just makes me angry.
Now that I have done like shadow play shenanigans to get the flute achievement, I think I would just shadow play it and then play it back in slow-mo. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think that would be how I would solve it.
Yeah, you just be like, just OBS record it or just do something.
Yeah, and then just play it back in slow motion so that I can actually like
just like
jot
get one
it down.
letter, pause, get another letter, pause. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's how I did the flute achievement in the Orochi Tower. Every time the notes played, I would shadow play it, so it records the last couple of minutes. I'd go open the video and play through it in slow-mo, and then in game, like punch the keys for the notes, and then it would do the next thing, like, and I would just like shadow play it, bring it up, slow-mo. Like I can't. A bravo to the people that do. I watched someone. Streamer that was doing it, and he did it by ear. But he also was like a musician, so you know,
yeah.
I'm not a musician, but he literally did it by ear. He did the flute achievement and was like, okay, these ones, and then he got it wrong a bunch, but I stayed on his stream until he finished it, and he got it. But I use slow motion, video capture in slow motion to my advantage.
But then again, Secret World did that. It was like, use the tools that you have. You know, you don't have to look up the answer, but we're cool with you using whatever tools you can. So I know people who like, when it came to the Morse code, they would just load up a Morse code solver on their phone and then just put it up to the speakers, and it would.
Yeah, see, that's cool. Because
that's
actually,
cool.
but that's a solution. Like that is being creative.
Yes.
Like I feel like that's still in the spirit of the investigation.
It is, because your character has a cell phone. So if they suddenly start hearing Morse code and they don't know it, they could absolutely just download an app on their phone and figure it out. Like, that's cheating in a roleplay sense, not a game sense. Right, yeah, like I don't even really consider that cheating.
I don't even consider that cheating in a roleplay sense. Like your character literally has a
cell phone
in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not just a cell phone. You can fucking hack. You literally hack shit the whole game.
Yeah.
You have a device that lets you hack like any fucking other communication equipment. I'm pretty sure you can fucking put in your Google Translate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're like, look, when you go use Google to translate like Arabic to Hebrew or Hebrew to Arabic, right? I think that's perfectly legitimate. That's like intended.
Mm-hmm.
They don't intend you to go look up some books and manually you're intended to use the tools that you have.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I was so annoyed with that puzzle. I picked up a tape recorder as one of the in-game items because I figured I would have to record the code to decode it. a very disappointed tape recorder wasn't one of the items needed. That's why I say like one of the missions that just blew my freaking mind and just solidified my how much of a fan I was to this game was one of the ones for one of the investigation missions for the guy in New York. I always forget his name. The surgeon in New York.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was
Caligari?
Yeah, Caligari.
Yeah.
And it was
Dr. Klein changes your face with some mace in the dark in Sound Trailer Park. Yeah, the Mary Shelley stuff, Akari.
But it was the part of the mission that was like you got to London and you needed like some sort of musical code to get through to press on a wall, and all that you had with you was just like, it's like, well, I have this, I had this this business card, and the business card has a phone number on it, and that's all that they give you. And I was like going around the entire game trying to find a phone. Like I went to Kingsmith because Kingsmith had phones to use, and I was trying to go places and see if the phones would like activate so I could actually use the phone. And no, they actually just wanted you to pick up your phone and actually call the phone number, which was a phone number in London. And I remember it hit me like a thunderbolt. It was like, I was like, wait. And I was like, they want me to do what?
Call long distance? Are you out of your mind, sir?
Call long distance to the UK? And I was like, well, now I have to. And I kept being like, what could that cost? What in the end, what could that cost? Like a couple of bucks? That's not going to be that much to call to the UK.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll do it. And I called the number, and yeah, sure enough, it was the legit, like, it was the answer. I was like, holy crap.
Yep.
That just solidified it in my mind. That just...
Yeah, it's just the investigations are just they're insanely well
just
designed.
so good. And it's, as we said, it's like so non-repeatable content.
like pay $10 for a hairy bear chest? Sold. Pay 40 cents for immersion? Never.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay 40 cents to make a phone call, but I will buy that hairy chest. Yes, sir.
I think that very soon after, I think someone just made like a YouTube video to so you didn't actually have to call the number, but still.
That's why it needs to be failed. I mean, I will say, if you want to blame the company for TSW not doing well, where I would put the blame, honestly, is squarely on like the upper corporate part and marketing.
Marketing. Yeah,
I mean,
I was gonna say
really...
advertisement marketing.
Like
it's always been their weak point.
I know I've ranted before. I'm gonna rant again. Why the fuck on a summer Steam sale for the game you would put a single photo of a deep one, from Savage Coast, just a deep one by itself, just a weird fucking looking sea creature, like a creature from the Black Lagoon, by itself, no context. Secret World, there's like a amphibious creature. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Fuck this game.
Yeah.
The very next day, same game is on sale. Right? Secret World's on sale like the next day. And it's got all the comic book covers of all the DLCs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Same game.
This is amazing. Who the fuck was like, oh yeah, let's just put a single picture of a deep one and that'll be our marketing for this game on day one of the summer Steam sale? And I mean, the comic book shit is genius, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But again, they should have marketed that in comic books. I work at the comic store. Like, ads in that shit cannot be much. They really dumb shit advertising comic books. But if you're in a place where people read, like they're intelligent enough to read and maybe be like a market for supernatural things and things that require reading and things that have comic book covers of the DLCs, maybe fucking advertising comic books. You might have got some sales from there. Like,
and the advertisements in the back of comic books are legendarily bad.
Yeah, but what I mean is, like, I don't think they cost a lot, because a lot
Right,
of shitty
they're
things
cheap as shit.
get
Yeah.
advertisements in there. Like, their marketing was really, really bad. Like, I didn't know the game existed. I would have played the game sooner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, the marketing is probably the single. I would say marketing, but also just the executives, right? I mean, they did have, I think, while TSW, or even after it launched, like their one guy like went away for embezzlement or something.
Yeah,
like they definitely had upper management problems,
issues. Yeah,
for sure. But
I
I don't
even,
think I don't think the marketing's ever gotten. I mean, it's gotten better. I won't say ever. It's gotten better. I feel like their marketing, like post Exiles, has gotten better.
But I mean, but even think of
hasn't
something
improved.
like Conan was it Conan Unchained? Is that
You mean
is that
Age
the
of
name of the game?
Age?
Yeah, the RTS, or yeah.
Yeah, the RTS.
Oh, Conan Unconquered.
Unconquered, that's what I mean. Not Unchained, Unconquered. Like, how much advertising did that get? Like,
Not much.
literally nothing.
Conan Unconquered. I mean, it got. I don't know. I feel like it got some push. I saw streamers. Like, I saw some.
I mean, for the most part, that's what they tried to
Decent-sized
do. They
streamers
tried to
doing it.
basically give it to streamers and said, hey, you know, we're going to try
But I mean,
word of
that's-
mouthing this more than anything else.
I guess it's like a viral marketing approach, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's still better than what they did prior. Like, I feel like that's still an improvement.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it did work to a certain extent. There were some people that I remember, like, on a Saturday with my kids, like upstairs in the living room on the TV, watching someone play Conan Unconquered, like a streamer with, you know, like a lot of people that was playing the shit out of it, like, you know, like kind of like you see like competitive StarCraft players or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people are just insane at RTSs and just like, oh my god, like what is going on? Like there was some really good RTS players that picked up Conan Unconquered for at least a little while. I don't know that they stuck with it necessarily. I don't think that game did as well for them as they would have liked.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it did it barely anything for them. I think they
But I
I think they
also don't
totally
think-
lost money on that.
I
one.
also don't think it was that big of an investment either. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like I obviously like what compare it to like an MMO. It's just not the same level of investment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not the same investment of resources. So I think it didn't do as well as they wanted it to do. I think they just called it like a failed experiment, if I recall, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't have a lot of the replayability, and you did have to be pretty good. I would agree with those comments on it. I thought it was fun to play through at least once. I played through the whole thing. I thought it was actually kind of fun. But yeah,
I still remember that one time we co-played it.
we coded it, and we made it farther than Andy and Nicole
We
did.
did.
And we had no fucking idea what we were
On
doing.
our very
We never
first
even
try,
unlocked- We never even unlocked like the next stage of anything. We didn't build the thing you needed to build to like unlock other like advancements.
We literally didn't.
I think Andy and Nicole had rhinos by the time they got their wave that killed them. We made it like 5 waves further, and all we had was the
Just-
essentially sharp, pointy stick.
we just essentially we kind of zerged it. We kind of just created as many forces as
We
possible.
zerged it, and we made choke points because we know
Mhm.
how to play the old school.
RTSs, yeah.
Our old school like Warcraft and StarCraft, where you just sort of, you know,
choke point.
You make walls, you make choke points, and then you fucking
funnel the enemies
funnel
and
things
hit
in
him
to
with
where your guys with
long
their
distance
full
units.
sticks can do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I still thought that was funny, right? Then seeing Andy and Nicole play it, they completely.
And
Like,
they
we
knew
got farther than that.
they were doing the tree. They were doing like the engineering tree and the other tree, and like they were doing it up. And I was like, holy! Like I think they played before we did. I think I went back and watched it or something. And I was like, holy crap, we actually made it farther.
That was fun.
Which is
Anyway,
pretty funny.
all right,
And I
guys.
think they added the skip wave button as well to that game.
Did they?
We didn't have that when we played, but they added a skip wave. Yeah, they added basically this wave's coming too soon. I'm not ready. Skip it to the next one. Give me a break. They added a cheater button. But yeah.
Anyway, I think we're good. Do you think we had to mention anything? This is getting stupid late.
Yeah, we went really long. I thought Waffle was just gonna waffle out. She's gonna be like.
I was starting to get a little comfy. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I saw.
Wouldn't it be the first time I saw somebody streaming and fall asleep?
What would be funny is we wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, we'd be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna leave my camera going. Bye. Yeah.
My game will time out.
So
I don't think I have your phone number. I don't think I could even text you. I just would have maybe just tried poking you on Discord or something.
Wake me up with Discord pigs.
Yes, right. If I ping him enough on Discord, maybe he'd wake up.
Maybe if we do it in the right, alternating amount, we could make it a tone.
Just off enough, it would tap his unconscious.
Did we miss anything Megaversary wise? Did we finish that?
I mean, we
don't
missed
really
a couple
remember.
of things. Just saying, the winners of the story contest, or the music contest where you had to rewrite a song, had 2 winners. A version of Judas Priest's Take on the World, which becomes Orochi's Take Over the World. From Trikelu. And then Annika's Japanese Boy turn into an Orochi style by Perster. Both of them won those contests. Literally everyone who said they wanted a book from Bloodwed Mallory got one. Because down at the end it said raffle is now closed. Thank you for entering. Winners will be chosen, and congrats, everybody won.
That's cool.
Which that's fun. I don't think it was a ton of people. Probably maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, a whole bunch.
I love that you got the 9 and then just said a bunch.
Stop.
Well, it's it's not 50.
You're like, I'm gonna count, and then you approach double digits, and you're like, nah.
I don't think it was that high. Well, I'm trying to count posts on the forum, so a little
8, 9, fuck it.
something like that. Everybody won, which was fun for that one.
That's the important part. Everybody won.
The writing contest. They finally judged the writing contest. First place for that was Tyrion. First place, they
Lannister?
created a story called Loyalty Undying by Tyrion. Second place was a story called Cocooned by Nemesis. And third place was called The Disquiet of Silence by Sunday.
Cool.
And all these stories are actually on. They actually put all the stories onto the forum, so you can actually go and read them.
Sweet.
They're not long. They seem like a page or two. And then finally, Hikari had posted on Twitter the winners of the Megaversary 4 costume contest. Hikari still hanging around here.
4 years later.
Which I'll just post to your tweet right there. Where you said Arnbjorn as... Or no, I'm sorry. Eosphorus as Waluigi. Arnbjorn as Sir Baldric. And Vommer, who left us earlier, had to go to sleep, as the station master. Good old costume contest. And that was basically it for the Megaversary. I think it was a very successful Megaversary. I think I think Hollow Point would have been proud.
I think it.
And it's a dang shame. We will absolutely miss him.
Yeah, I think everyone tried their damnedest to make sure
that it kept going and it went off the way it is. And right, Hikari basically being the photographer of the Megaversary. 118 pictures.
Wow.
Fantastic. Including ones from tonight. Because I certainly see Vommer as a filth bird. Right, there we are. As bunnies. Floating heads and bunnies. Good lord. Gotta love it. And that's why we're kind of wondering, and it's a little sad to think about, but something, whether it will take place next year. Or to what extent it will take place.
Yeah, I don't really know.
Because as you said, he was a force of nature. He was a You had your two events, but he basically said he came to you and was like, Jimmy, you're doing this event and it's going to be taking place at this time.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I came up with both concepts. But yeah, as far as like just making, I mean, those Google Docs and spreadsheets and calendar, things that come out of nowhere like that came. That was him,
Oh,
Not to mention the sheer amount of art for everything.
For everything. Living room lights 30%.
Is that your
But yeah,
house
it's
telling you to?
Your house is like you should
my
be
lights
asleep.
I have my lights have to set to automatically turn off at a certain time. That's me telling myself I'm done.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, we'll have to sit down as a committee, and see how it's going to proceed. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine I would assume I'd probably still do. I mean, I was doing like the Icy Claws stuff on my own in TSW, So like before even Legends happened, I was doing my Christmas in July shit. So which is another thing I do during the Megaversary. It's not so much an event; it's just like a thing that happens the whole time. It's assault people with free Icy Claws.
You take claws. You.
Yeah, I didn't bother raffling this year. I just straight up started hounding people in Agartha. Like,
Do you have claws?
Here, take this. All right, I went to Kingsmith and just found new players. Here you go.
Take claws.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I imagine some stuff will still happen regardless, but
I imagine it will.
I
I
don't
imagine.
know if it'll be
I
the
imagine
same
it will.
scope.
It just won't necessarily have the same oomph that it normally does.
yeah,
Because right, a lot of it was Hollow Point's artwork and putting creating a YouTube introduction video or something like.
like I said, just the organization of it,
Mhm.
the prizes, organizing all the prizes, the scheduling. Like he did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He did a lot. He made that shit happen. I know Very knows that because she kind of took over those duties, and because she had his account details, and she was a very busy person.
Yes. Right, like Ascari said, yeah, that right, very, very carried a huge burden of that.
Yep.
Is Dick Clark's Rocket Eve the same without Dick Clark? It'll be different, right? We'll try to keep on the tradition as much as possible. It will be different though.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if anything goes on, I mean, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it right here. Hopefully. I don't know. So
Yep,
don't plan on giving up anytime soon. I just want my goddamn internet fixed. Is that too much to ask?
Yes. I told you that
Apparently it
already
is,
last
yeah.
time. All right, we should probably
Well, we'll cut it off now. All right, well, agents, this has been the 0 Point Report, strain 45-4AVO. You can catch us recording live every other Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 0 Point Report Twitch channel, where you can also
10
join us
p.m.
and
10 p.m.
10, all right, it's 9 p.m. minimum.
Is 30-ish.
Where you can also join us and chat with us while we do the show live. Or
Late
download our
Thursday.
show wherever podcasts are found so you can listen to us on the go. Jimmy, where can we find you online?
Everywhere. Everywhere
Everywhere you're looking for rabbits.
JimmyTheRabbit.com, YouTube.com/JimmyTheRabbit, Twitch.tv/JimmyTheRabbit, and at one Jimmy the Rabbit, because fuck you, Twitter.
2-Ton Waffle, where can we find you?
You can find all my links at twotonwaffle.com. I stream over on Trovo pretty much Sunday through Wednesday. Actually, Monday through Wednesday, and on YouTube on Sundays.
Okay. And I'm Ocho, and you can find me both on Twitter and here on Twitch at Big Mikey Ocho, or find me on Twitch when my internet is fixed. Who knows
Right.
when that'll be.
When you can find him on the internet at all.
When you can find me on the internet. I'm hiding. You can get in touch with us by engaging with the show on Twitter at 0 Point Report, emailing us at the 0pointreport@gmail.com. I haven't checked that in forever. I wonder if anyone's actually emailed us. Checking out previous shows on our YouTube channel and joining us on our Discord server, both named the 0 Point Report. From all of us here at the 0 Point Report, we want to thank you for tuning in and wish you all the best from the secret world. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
Happy 2 a.m.
Happy Friday.